What's the motherfucking deal? Welcome to the den. I am your host, Ed Honcho. I hope you guys are having an excellent evening. I hope I guess it wouldn't work. Oh, shit. What's this shit? Top of the morning to you. I guess top of the evening to you. What is it? Would it be bottom of the evening? Or would it be, how would that work? I don't know. Bottom of the, that sounds terrible. Pause, I guess. Oh, man. So, let's get into it, man. We're going to talk about forgiveness tonight. If you're new to the den, well, welcome. You know, we're all friends of the den. Most of us, somewhat. Nah, not really. We're going to have a good conversation. We're going to talk about some very interesting things, some different perspectives. Some different perspectives that we got going on. I ate a jalapeno chip right before I got active. I don't think it went down the right way. But let's talk about it, man. Let's see who we got join us this evening, and then let's get into a good conversation. I hope you're all doing well. Seriously, I do appreciate each and every one of you for showing up. And as we try to get back on a regularly scheduled program, I'm glad that you're here. Shonda Tony, what's the motherfucking deal? Joe Hundo, Cultured Anubis, what's the motherfucking deal? Heidi, by your community Kleindienst, what's the motherfucking deal? 335 in the building, what's the motherfucking deal? Dita Gamma, yeah, I fucked up. Because usually when you schedule it, it goes to the nearest hour, unless you put like a specific thing in there. Oh, I miss Ron. Ron, you was early. I didn't even know you was in there early, Ron. Hot boy, Ron. Walk like Ron. So it goes to the nearest hour, and I guess I did it at somewhere between the 8 and 9 o'clock hour. So it set the time. Excuse me, originally for 9 o'clock instead of 10 o'clock. I didn't even check. So shout out to everybody who showed up early. Let's see. Rashida, Dita Gamma, Ronald Isley, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Sweetberry, 32, what's the motherfucking deal? Heidi skipping on the den for den. Terrible. Bring a doggy bag. Miss Bell, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Only one lie, what's the motherfucking deal? Kahao MC, what's the motherfucking deal? Miss Cartier, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Simpin' Ken in the building. Desolate AK, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Miss Pistachio. Well, all right now. Were you here early? Only one. Were you here early? Let me go check my record book. Let me see. Okay, little Woody. I think you were accurate. So I got you. But so I want to talk about forgiveness, right? And so you're probably familiar as to why we're going to talk about forgiveness. But I want to talk about when is it appropriate. And I guess, let's be honest, you can only decide for yourself. We're going to talk about the situation that took place in the Amber Guyger trial, because I think that's what has sparked this conversation. And I want to look at there's several levels to it that I want to look at. So we're going to get into it, and we're going to talk about a lot of things. I agree, Michael. I don't think 10 years very much, especially when you have the ability to get out in 5, and more than likely will be out in 5. Like I say, shit, need more time than that for tax fraud. But let's talk about it. A couple of things happened that I went back and saw I didn't see initially, and I want to talk about, because like I said, my whole deal is this. Y'all know me. I try to look at every angle that I can see. Sometimes I overlook things. Sometimes, hey, I'm in a bit of a rush, and I might miss some things. I might not pick up on some things, and it's always good to have different perspectives, right? But my thing is this. the family has the right to forgive whoever they want. That's their son, brother, whatever you want to call it. Me personally, I think you can forgive, but I ain't hugging shit. Like, yeah, well, it's unfortunate I'm not going to live with this hate for you, but I don't think I want to make physical contact with you. Like again, like I said, now they've been dealing with this for about a year now, and it's unfortunate that that's the case. But the thing where I started getting questions, where I started having issues, is this forgiveness or not? Is the judge, when the judge hugged this person, LaDon Mellow Moonchild, what's the motherfucking deal? When the judge hugged Amber Guyger, I've never in my life, Broderick, what's the motherfucking deal? I've never in my life seen such a thing. Never in my life seen such a thing. Yeah, so yeah, in the Bible thing too. And I'm going to bring that up because I want to talk about the religious aspects of forgiveness. I want to talk about cultural aspects of forgiveness and a few other things. We might turn the knob up on the oven this evening. So hope y'all ready. So we're gonna bring back the juice that made the den so great. Make the den great again, or as some people like to say, nothing is going great again, and y'all can figure out what that means for your own self. But here's my whole beef, right? Here's my whole beef. I've never seen such a thing ever in my life, and it makes me question the character of the judge, right? And I'm gonna tell you why. This judge was endorsed by the Dallas Police Union. And so I sit here and I'm wondering, it's about to be election time here pretty soon again. Was this genuine concern for this woman, or was this a display for the judge's own benefit, right? Hey, this is a nationally televised trial. I got a re-election coming up. Let me let the law enforcement know I'm still on their side. I'm gonna look out for them. I have questions about the integrity of this judge. Again, the family, you decide what you want. If you want to go on living in hate and anger and being upset, or you choose not to, whatever your beliefs may be, fine, dandy. Do whatever you choose. I cannot tell an individual, but when you have a person who's in a position of power, an elected official, who holds people's lives in their hands, and all of them do. All of them have agendas. So I know you're sitting here saying, "Well, Honcho, why you saying this?" Well, they all do. Okay, but to me, that was so. It was just. I don't know if it was disrespectful. I don't know if it was a political play. I don't know exactly how I feel about it, but I do know that it was some bullshit. That's all I can give you. There's no reason. I've never seen a judge hug a convicted murderer. I've never seen them hug anybody. I've never seen a judge hug anybody. Probably maybe except their own kids outside of the courtroom. Maybe probably not even then. They probably judged them then. Never seen it, and it's very out of place. It's very uncommon, and it's disturbing, honestly. Right? It's very disturbing. You said the hug touched you. Hey man, look, Jack. That little kid, again, like I say, he's young. They seem to be a Christian family, so I'm not going to judge anybody for their beliefs and what they go to. I had issues with his own personal, but again, I can't judge him for doing it. But again, whether we as individuals, not elected officials, not put in a position to have say-so over other people's lives, except in the den. We can talk about anybody in the den. Uncle Phil. I'm not going to judge another citizen. But again, when you put faith, your vote is your faith into these people. It's going to be very interesting to see if she wins re-election. I don't know what the percentages are in Dallas as far as the demographics, but it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. But I do want to get into a couple other things around this. And so I was looking at this, and I'm like, forgiveness has been the topic. It's been things that a lot of people have been talking about, right? And so I got to thinking about forgiveness, some of these tragic events that have happened. Uh, yeah, he said, I don't want you to go to jail. Fuck that. Like, look, there's a couple of things he said that, fuck all that. You deserve some level of punishment, period. I mean, it just is what it is, whether it's negligence, whether it's just how it works. Everybody works that way for everybody else. It works that way for you too. But that's my problem right here. And I'm going to get into it. Some of you might like this, some of you might not. But what is up with niggas and forgiveness? Why are niggas forgiving everybody? Like, again, I'm not telling you walk around, hey, Clayton Bigsby said it best. If you got hate in your heart, let it out. But, man, it's like, you said you saw a judge hug a man before that had to stay in the jail. He stayed night. Okay, that'd be interesting, man. If you got the link, send it to me. I'd definitely love to check that out. And again, I think there are special circumstances. I've just never seen it, me personally. But I was just looking at some stuff, and where are all these forgiving niggas at in the hood? Niggas, where are these forgiving niggas coming from? Niggas do not forgive niggas. Black people do not forgive black people for shit. You burn some chicken, niggas is not forgiving you, right? You not. But I go back and look at the trial that just happened. The cop Michael Slager in South Carolina. Mom comes out and forgives him. The James Byrd situation in Jasper a while back. This is a long time ago. Some of y'all, probably before some of y'all were born. They forgive him. Dylan Roof, the church people, they forgive him. These people are just better than me, I guess. You know what I'm saying? They are. Here, bet. Let me save it right here. All right, cool. Oh, I gotta copy it. But like I said, it's just like, man, look, y'all better than me, because ain't no motherfucking way. Ain't no fucking, there's no fucking way I could have done it, man. But like I say, niggas in the hood, they don't even show each other that kind of love, man. You live amongst your own community, you don't have that level of, appreciate that though, Culture. I'm gonna check that out here shortly. And it ain't gotta be murder. It could be money, it could be a car accident, it could be some old kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just like, damn, it's funny. But I find it hard because it seems like when you flip the script, there is a lack of forgiveness. And I have no issue. If you don't want to forgive anybody, I don't care. That's your right to do so. But this motherfucker who still ain't forgave Michael Vick, and don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I probably like animals more than I like most people. You know what I'm saying? Animals are just understanding. They're simple. They don't want a bunch of shit out of you. They just want a little love, some jalapeno chips, and a couple of pets, and they'll go on about their way. And for you to take them out when they need to go to the restroom. But motherfuckers ain't forgave Michael Vick for shit. I don't see anybody too keen on forgiving OJ. Motherfuckers bad. OJ got out for the other little shit. OJ is the best follow on Twitter. I don't care what anybody says. Let me tell you why. And this is so far off topic. OJ is my favorite Twitter follow because OJ just seems so oblivious to the world around him. And he has great posts. And he posts everything about everything going on in the NFL. He always interjects himself into. OJ is the best follow on the internet. Okay? Just had to put that out there. But my thing is this. It's just like I say, I just find it interesting. Like all this fucking forgiveness. And that's fine. If you want to be forgiven. I got like 3 favorites. It depends on what account. But see, I got 3 accounts. So it depends on what account. On the Soft Sports account, I think OJ is my favorite Twitter follow. On the Ed Honcho account, probably Curtis Schoon is my favorite Twitter follow. And on the Den, I don't even know what's on the Den Show account, so I have no idea. Yeah, and so that's my thing though. It's just like this open level, and that's the thing. Yeah, just move on. Like again, like I don't have to openly sit here and say, because I'm gonna be honest, I think it's very difficult to do so. And I've told y'all, a lot about me and my life and things that have happened. I haven't had to deal with a situation where someone physically has taken something away from me. The losses that I've taken in my life with people have been to either, terminal diseases or sicknesses or whatever you want to call it. Just things that are there's not another being necessarily behind it that caused it to happen. Because knowing me, I don't see that. Oh well, I forgive you. I'm coming after you. You know what I'm saying? Like even with a lot of the changes that I've made and just realization in my life, and I'm not remotely close to the same mentality that I used to be just a few years ago. There's still a part of me that, from time to time, I have to be honest about it. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. That there's just certain shit I wouldn't be able to tolerate. You know what I'm saying? There's just certain shit that I wouldn't be able to tolerate, and so it's like I feel the forgiveness. If it makes you a better person, like I understand forgiveness at a lower level, but it's just I'm not gonna hug you. I'm not gonna like, hey, you go do your sentence. Go serve your punishment. Do whatever you got to do. Um, but no, and then the mom came out and she talked about she's not mad at Amber. She's mad at the Dallas Police Department, the corruption and all that. Well, she was a part of trying to cover that up. So in a sense, you still are mad because she was a part of that. But going back to, like I said, but all this open forgiveness, we don't openly forgive ourselves as black people. We don't openly forgive ourselves for shit. Like I say, all right, me, I talk about niggas all the time. I ain't forgiving niggas, but I ain't forgiving nobody. In the sense of, I let a lot of old shit go. When I went through some things, we talked about this, I just let it go. Like just cut it out. Like my cutoff game strong. And when I cut it off, I let all that dead weight go with it. You know what I'm saying? Let all that dead weight go with it. I'm not even concerned about it. I guess you could say that's forgiveness. You could say whatever you want to call it, but I just let it go. I'm not concerned with it. Not concerned necessarily with those people. Now, certain people have come back and reached out and chopped, and that's cool. And then, like I said, I have no beef with anybody. I have no hatred. I have no anger, and I'm okay. So it's like it's a neutral type of thing. But as far as if somebody took someone from me, man, I can't sit here and say that I would, could, or even want to. There's just no way. Like I said, but I wish we as people would, especially black people, would treat ourselves the same way as we do to these public situations. But that might be few and far between. I think the common thread between a lot of these people are they're Christians and maybe they believe in putting their faith forward. Not all of them, maybe most of them are. But it is what it is. Now, there was one more little one more little aspect of it I know a lot of people had an issue with. And this one I was kind of like, but not looking at it the same way because I'm going to tell you why. And that was, excuse me, wait, what's the motherfucking deal? Miss Meat, Shelly, the old snapper. Anybody else I may have missed? I apologize if I missed you. But my thing is this. Now, a lot of people were upset about the black female cop who was petting her hair or whatever. She was stroking that shit kind of hard. Damn, they started braiding her up in court and shit. Was about to give her some French bait. Like, I'm finna get you ready. When you're getting locked up, you got to go in that hole looking like Nunez. You got to be ready to scrap. But everything's off limits now after that Lee call from last night. I mean, there's no going back. Lee took us across the line. Ain't no going back. Everything's on the table. You gotta laugh to keep from being upset. It is what it is. Like I said, it's two or three more things I want to address, and I'm gonna open up the line. But about the cop thing, and I'm gonna segue this into something else. To me, I'm not upset about that as much, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I don't necessarily look at it as a black and white thing. I look at it as, a special club. And I'm going to tell you why I say it's a special club. I want y'all to think back a few years ago when Kramer, y'all remember Kramer? When he was doing the live set or whatever, and he kind of spazzed and was calling folks niggers or whatever. Oh, look, a nigger! I was like, damn, Kramer. That used to be my favorite character on Seinfeld. You were such a goofy guy. Anyway, well, shortly after that, Dave Chappelle did an interview, and they talked to him about that, or they asked him about that, right? And Dave just said, he looked at it from two perspectives, right? From a black person, he was like, oh, that's fucked up, kind of. But as a comedian, he's like, oh, man, that nigga's just having a bad set. So the thing about it is, people who are in certain groups, who have certain life experiences in certain subcultures of the world, are going to see things differently than most, right? And I think that's kind of what that relationship was, more so than anything. Like, just if you come from a certain neighborhood, you're going to have a certain way of relating to certain situations more so than somebody who may come from a different neighborhood. Or if you come from, like I said, the cops have a different experience. They go through different daily life experiences than your regular civilian. You could say military people. You could say sports athletes. They have different experiences when it comes to dealing with regular people or trying to do regular stuff. Hollywood. These are small fraternities, small clubs where it's just a different experience. So you may relate to a person more so on that level than what we see. And I'm not sitting here saying that it's legit or it's cool, but that's the way I visualize. Like I said, you got certain people from small clubs. So that's what I see that more so, because you would think that she would take some type of offense because the chick talks about working with black cops, right? So, I mean, there's that. If she wasn't offended by it, I guess that's her own thing. Brother Young, he is what he is. Oh, okay. And the last thing I wanted to talk about, actually kind of two things, right? Two things I wanted to talk about. This case helped me kind of, I won't say align myself more politically, because I've just been kind of figured out, like, again, I say I view myself as an independent person. Don't really lean liberal because of all the nonsense that the liberals have going on these days, and I don't really find myself affiliated with that. Don't feel sorry for me, allow me to pave my way, whatever you want to call it. I'm not with the identity politics. I'm not with the whole, this is that and this and these pronouns or whatever. I'm not with that. And so a lot of that's what they push to the forefront. A lot of other stuff that they push to the forefront that I don't relate to. I do believe in a lot of more conservative structures, but it's not that I take everything that conservative people say at their word. I do think there are certain things that is doublespeak, but taking it at face value, I think it's more beneficial to people to look into it and align their lifestyle by it, right? What I think I have come to is, no, I wouldn't give a shit if I felt like I was 100% conservative. Like I said, I just don't, because again, I believe in letting people do what they want, and so that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, am I like libertarian? Am I more in that space? Because I'm not MAGA. I'm definitely not that. I don't hate Donald Trump. Like, I don't hate Donald Trump. Like, I don't give a shit. That's the thing. Like, I find it more weird, and I would rather not be associated with the people who just act like Trump just ruined everything. If this man, if the last 3 years of your life are bad or whatever, I'm willing to bet that the years prior to that weren't all that great. And it really doesn't have that much to do with Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is this, right? My thing is this. I think a lot of people try to use that as an excuse as to why they're miserable. It's not the case. There's a lot of people who committed suicide and did a bunch of dumb stuff before Trump ever got elected because of what they believed was going to happen. And so it's like, I can't side with that. That's buffoonery to me. So I'm not with that. And that's why I say I'm more independent. I would say I'd lean a bit more conservative, but there are views where I feel like, do what the fuck you want. Like I said, I don't hate gays. I don't hate, I don't have animosity to. I ain't trying to shut them down, but I don't want that agenda being forced onto people. So, you kind of got it wherever you want to get it. And that's why I feel like I say I'm more so probably independent, or I guess kind of in that libertarian minded area somewhat. I don't know. I think there's a little bit of mix of everything. I haven't quite figured it all the way out yet. But the reason why I say I know that I'm not MAGA, because, and there are some people who are, and I'm not knocking you for it. I just know I'm not, because I've just seen certain things that are just, I just can't. I've seen some people go crazy in Trump worship. Like, it's not even about being conservative. It's like Trump worship. I'm not that. I'm definitely not that. But what I want to say, to get through all this and then wrap it all up, I've seen a lot of the black movements, Brexit, and a lot of these things, and I've said, I see them, I understand them, but I've never been all in on them because it's just been something that's just like, man, something is just like I get the premise of what they're doing, but something just ain't right. Excuse me, I know I ruined your night by singing that, but anyway, Brandon Tatum had a video. Now, I've never been a real big fan of him, but then I talk about it. I throw that that might be that cop connection in there too, because again, he was a former police officer, but he's done some things. He said some things that I've kind of questioned along the way. You know, oh, I'm not black or I'm not this, and it is what it is. You feel free to believe whatever you want to, right? But he came up talking about this case. Oh, we need to root for her, and I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to do that. But he talked about Botham Jean. And what you cannot do, and this is what I say, this is the biggest crock of tomfoolery to me. What you cannot do is try to undermine this man or ruin his credibility for whatever. He tried to find well, where was his dad at? In a situation like this, it doesn't fucking matter where his dad was. The guy was a stand-up dude for as much as anybody you've heard. You haven't heard anything. He might have smoked a little weed. Oh, he's the worst ever. Get the fuck out of here. But try to undermine him. Well, where was his dad during the testimony? You know what I'm saying? Where was his dad? Well, his dad was on the fucking stand. Tatum, his dad took the fucking stand and talked about their fucking relationship with his fucking child. So to try to paint these narratives, there's a difference. I feel like even in the black community, there's a divide. There's certain shit that I may have engaged in even when I was younger, when I did not know better, that I will not engage in now, that I will condemn now. Actions that I will not take now, things I don't support now. More criminal behaviors or more accepting, I don't want to say hedonistic, but just certain behaviors that I wouldn't engage in now that I back then. But then you got some of these people who try to use that, and they anything black affiliated, they just try to shit on. What is it? Good black people, and these people hate themselves, and that's kind of how I'm starting to feel about that dude, the Tatum guy. I don't know, some of y'all like him or whatever it may be, but when you take a good guy, like I say, Botham Jean, there's nothing wrong with what he had going on in his life. The guy went to school, but church leader, just to making good money, just minding his own business. What, because he ate vanilla ice cream, he's a bad guy? Then you try to undermine him. Oh, he didn't have a dad. Well, even if his dad wasn't in the picture, these are one of the ones. Well, hey, the mom did a great job raising this kid because he's doing all the right shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of those situations where it doesn't matter. Now, if it was some old overly effeminate shit, or this guy was out there just reckless with his life and just causing damage and causing issues, then you say, okay, well, where's the father figures in his life? Where are the male mentors in his life? That's when you bring that up. But because someone went in his house and shot him and killed him, well, where's his dad at? Well, where was it? And then his dad was on the fucking stand testifying or so it's like that type of shit makes you look fucking stupid. And that type of shit I can't support because it makes me second guess what your real intentions are. Certain groups, certain things, it's just certain things that I just can't get behind. Again, you support it, hey, more power to you. I'm not going to knock anybody for their belief. But when you go out and just say certain stupid things, when you embrace, when you try to push a certain narrative so hard, I use certain points and people will disagree with what I'm saying. But again, there is a level of reason. Certain things that people say are true. Certain stereotypes are true for a reason. But then at the same time, you have to use your common sense to say, okay, well, yeah, this is generally true for most people, but hey, here's where this differs from that, and this is where that differs from this. Anyway, like I say, so I saw that foolishness in relation to this case, and I thought that Brandon Tatum was really stupid for saying that shit. That was some real dumb shit to say. It was ignorant. It really was ignorant. There's no justification. I mean, you're blatantly and willfully ignoring it. Again, like I said, but it could be relation that he had, to him being former law enforcement. So maybe he has a connection. Again, like I said, that's a different club than most of us are a part of. So here's the deal, man. Let's get ready to open up the line. Give me a second. Let me get everything tooted and booted. Okay. And so, yeah, I ate a jalapeno chip. Oh, yeah, y'all want to fight about it? Big whoop. You want to fight about it? Let me cut this shit out. What the fuck is this? I ain't gonna lie. I hate the I'm upset because they're going to be changing overall the YouTube live stuff to the new control room. I'm not gonna lie, that bitch sucks because like on here I use the old live stream stuff, and you have like the ultra low latency, so it's almost real time. Even though none of them are fuck with Mixer. Mixer is the most legit out of all of them. It's like you're there. But when you use the new live control room, so if y'all are on Saw Sports and y'all watching Saw Sports, I use the new live control room on there, and because it gives you a couple other features and things like that that they're trying to get you to start fucking with. And so give me a second while I'm pulling all this up. And so, but even when you use the ultra low latency on there, you're still like because you have to send the signal through. Like here, I can just use the stream key, boot up. I don't even have to really get into YouTube too much. I just boot up from my stream key. But over there, you send the stream key. You gotta send the information you gotta start the stream through YouTube, even after you're sending the information or whatever you want to call it. And then you gotta stop it. It's just you gotta do a whole bunch of shit. Cause like the first time I didn't realize that I just cut off my OBS or whatever, and then the stream is over with. But like the first time I was using, I cut off the OBS. But I didn't push end stream on the thing, and so people thought I was still streaming for the next, few hours or whatever. And so, like I said, I just don't like it's a bunch of extra shit you got to do with it. And I know none of y'all really care. You're like, Honcho, why are you telling this? I'm just doing it to waste time while I'm booting up this thing. 'Cause I forgot my password and shit. But while I get the phone going. But like I say, but they're talking about they're going to be moving it towards where everybody is they're trying to move everybody to the new live control room or whatever. I'm not looking forward to that because again, like I said, I think it's a significant delay in response to the between the chat and the dilly dally. Come on, what's going on? Boot up the phone. What are you doing? All this just ain't right. Alright, I don't know why it's giving me some issues. Log in, just log in. Come on, don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Alright, there we go. Alright, player. I see what you're trying to do, does. Everything looks good. Let me put but I do like this the new phone line more because, like I said, you ain't got all that fucking ringing and all that other bullshit. You ain't got to hear all the call waiting beeps and all the extra tomfoolery. A couple of things. Yes. If you want to support the channel, make sure you go to streamlabs.com/ or actually, you can go to just dinjamis.com. I guess I got to fix that because I got the stuff at the bottom, so it's hard to see. I guess it would help if I change that, right? Let's see how that looks. You can go to dinjamis.com if you want to do the masks. I know for those of you who asked for the mask, I think that's the link right there. Again, for those of you who don't know, I am your host, Ed Honcho. Glad you could join us. We will be back active den at 10 every night. For the most part, I will try to give you all a heads up if something has changed. Go to Den Show Shop if you want to get some Den merch. It's always greatly appreciated, especially for you. Some of you sauce supporters going to have some new sauce merch. I'll probably be rocking it in a couple of videos I'll be dropping tomorrow for that. Where's the deadline thingy thing? Make sure you're following all the proper social medias: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. The Den Show Live stuff is down there, right there below. Make sure you're following. And where's the fucking number? Did I save it? All right, bye. There we go. Let's move this up here so it's something you can see it a little bit better right there. That's pretty big. Fuck it. All right, there we go. Call into the den. It's a new number, so I know some of y'all still got the old number. Make sure you use the new number to call into the den. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Oh, you know it's Belle. I had to be first tonight.
Miss Bell, how are you doing this evening, Miss Bell? What is on your mind? How do you feel about forgiveness?
I am slapping the ruler down on the desk for the moment. I am livid.
Okay, let's talk about it. Why are you livid?
Since when is white religion have anything to do with anything. Religion is religion. It has nothing to do with color. Whoever's preaching it is going to do it in their style. One of the Den folks had said something about how was it phrased? White religion is not for black folks. I call horseshit. Because there are many black pastors and preachers that I've listened to and I've learned things from. But I think it can go both ways, and I find it kind of offensive, and I'm calling horseshit on it. There's not too often I get to do that. I'm not mad. I forgive this person for being ignorant. However, I didn't need to tell her that I forgive her for being ignorant, but I'm going to tell her I forgive her for being ignorant. And that's kind of the bottom line of a lot of things. We don't have to tell people that we're forgiving them. We primarily do it for our own sanity, not anybody else's.
I would agree with that.
And so we can talk about that in a second, but I want to get to the young man that was forgiving of the murderer. And that was all for him. That had nothing to do with her. Do you realize that?
So,
he may have given her permission, but he did it for himself to free himself. So that he doesn't have to feel stuck to her and all the grief. He can go on and grieve his own stuff, not her shit, for what she did. It's him being able to let her go and on her stupid-ass way to prison. Now, what I don't get is, like you said, why would the judge hug a convicted felon? The only thing I can think of is this particular officer was very familiar with their courtroom proceedings and had accounts in before that judge and before that bailiff.
Yeah.
Because I was just a little creeped out by the fact that the bailiff was smoothing the defendant's hair. That's just unprecedented as well. And creepy. Like you said, is she getting her ready to be Ronda Rousey or something? I don't know.
Like I said, there were just some odd behaviors that took place. But I understand that, police, judges, they work hand in hand for the most part. They're kind of on the same team, depending on where you are. I know that, but like I say, I question the judge's motives because, again, how much of it was her being genuine? How much of it is, hey, it's an election year coming up. Let me go ahead and, I know some officers might not be too happy about the outcome and my face being attached to this case. So let me smooth some things over. Let me try to make myself look as good as I can, so I can continue to get that support. Like I say, I think she's kind of like almost playing both sides of the fence a little, but it's a lot of.
Well, there's two thoughts that go there. One, because of the fact that she had worked in the courts in that particular district, that was probably the best chance in hell she had to get the low sentence she did. Because of the fact because of all the publicity with this particular case, if they had reassigned it to a different district, she could have gotten life in prison. She probably had unconscious favoritism because she wore blue. I'm not saying she was right. I'm not saying that she even knew this judge. What I'm saying is, like you said, it's a small fraternity among law enforcement. And it's not just policemen, it's lawyers, it's firemen. It's that whole kind of community group that they work in amongst themselves. But I do commend the young man for forgiving her so that he can let himself go and grieve properly. That really had nothing to do with her. She's going to still have to eat her own guilt of whatever the hell she did. And that's on her. I'm glad they gave her a minimum of 10. I would have liked to have seen it to be more, but I wasn't there and I didn't have all the facts in front of me. But as far as general forgiveness goes, I learned a long time ago, you don't tell somebody that you're forgiving them to let them off the hook. You forgive somebody to let them go so that you can do your own healing from whatever you were hurt by. And I thought that was really powerful. And then swinging back around to the religion thing, yeah, I'm calling bullshit on that. I do not use the N-word, you know that, but when y'all say stuff about us white folks, I don't always get on the bandwagon because white people do stupid shit. However, religion has no color. People choose religion by their own belief system. That's individual. And we all bleed red. You got anything for me?
No, I don't think I do.
Okay.
I
I know everybody's going to be wanting to call in, so I'm going to be going back to the boards, and have a great night.
Well, the bell has rung. Class is officially in session. Ms. Bell, I appreciate you calling in and getting the party started this evening.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right.
Shout out to Ms. Bell. All right. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Hey, it's Mellow Moonchild.
Hello, Miss Moonchild. How are you this evening?
I'm doing good, Honcho. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent. Life is good. I'm alive. I'm breathing. I'm pretty healthy. I'm a little chunkier than I'd like to be, but I ain't gonna complain. So life is good. Life is good. So what's on your mind this evening?
Well, with this forgiveness thing, I really just think she was a scapegoat for all of the other thousands of police officers that have gotten off, killing young black males. That's just my personal opinion. And I feel like that hug was all about showing us to still turn the other cheek. I mean, people say you gotta forgive for you to move on, but I'm like, shoot, I ain't gonna forgive you, and I'm still gonna move on. I mean, like, forgiveness is up to. It's not a state of religion. It's not a state of anything. It's a state of, do I forgive you for taking somebody from me on purpose? And no, I don't. So that's my thought process. The family can deal with it however they see fit, but I still think it's an open road to things continuing to stay the way that they are. The more that we turn our cheeks towards these things, it's just going to continue to remain the same. And the system that we live in is built that way for our destruction. Why? I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever know the answer to that question, but I can't see all this hugging and forgiveness. I've never seen that before my 43 years on this earth. Never. So why now? You don't ever hear of black cops just open fire on white folks. You don't hear that. Why is it always the other way around? But it is what it is. Like the lady said prior, we weren't in that courtroom. Don't know what happened. All I know is a family's missing their son right now. And, I just hope they get through it however they see fit. But, yes, I can't rock with that forgiveness joint. You can forgive and still move on. And that's really all I had to say, Honcho. Hey.
I got a question for you, Ms. Moonchild. So how much of this do you think is at the hands of black people themselves? And I'm not talking about getting shot or anything like that, but you talk about how, the turning the other cheek is not going to make a change. So what is it, in your opinion, that black people would have to do to invoke some real change in society?
Number one, that forgiveness that they shown in that courtroom, that's what we need to be showing in the street. That's what we need to be showing to each other. Love. Once we start there, then we can build on and go forward. We have to get a hold of our children. We also have to get a hold of what they're paying attention to. I'm not going to say that I'm a religious person. I'm a spiritual person. I just believe in you treat people how you want to be treated, period, point blank. I don't care what you believe in. You can believe in a rock. If it makes you a better person in this world and it makes you give a damn about the next person, rock on. And us in our community, we how can I put this? We have this whole thing where we're angry about something for 5 minutes, and then it goes away. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we have to be consistent with showing that we're not going to take this anymore. Consistency. I believe that's where it starts at. And again, if we were to show the same forgiveness to our brother man as we do anybody else, I think we would see ourselves getting a lot further in this world. We wouldn't let a lot of things slide the way that we do.
Okay. I would agree. I think that, forgiveness is essential to ourselves, because I think there's a lot of personal anger. I think part of it too is also upping the standards as to what we accept from ourselves overall, and I think it changes a lot of the behavior. Like I say, because I think it's, what do they say? You write the rule book on how people treat you. You write the rules on how you allow. So when we treat each other like shit, and then we get upset because someone else outside of what we perceive as our community treats us like shit, but we get more mad about that than what we're doing to ourselves within our own walls. So I think that is a very big issue. I agree with you on that.
Yes, sir. I don't want to hold up your line. I'm pretty sure you got a lot of people calling in, but thank you for letting me come on and speak my piece.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that, and thank you for calling. Hopefully hear from you again soon.
Okay, thank you. Take care.
All right, you too. You have a good evening. Shout out to Miss Moonchild. Good to hear from you. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
What's good, Honcho? It's Wink.
Wink, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What's on your mind, Wink?
Well, got a difference of opinion when it comes to this whole, forgiveness situation. That shit that the just did in that courtroom with a murderer who was on record of being a blatant racist. She shoot the motherfucker, then she takes her boyfriend like I'm horny. Like, the shit turned on that she killed this nigga. The fact that this is a fact of the case, how can you, as a man, woman, child, anybody, like, you gonna go over to that motherfucker and hug this motherfucker? And this is where this blindly love for religion or what people believe in, because I'm not gonna bash what anybody believes. I understand I'm gonna more than likely get some blowback, for what I'm gonna say. But for me personally, I'm past believing in someone in the sky, because one thing that I've learned is that while I do know the Creator is out there, but He gave me feet to walk. If I'm the one who's doing the work on this earth, I more than likely have the self-confidence to know how to get what I need to get done. I know love because I know how to give it. I don't need a figment of my imagination to blindly put love on me, or I don't know what love means, but the people that I've met throughout my lifetime, I know my wife loves me. I know my children love me. I know my family loves me. I know my friends that I made love me. But for a stranger to take something from me when it wasn't just themselves in the situation, and I'm just supposed to just forgive them because some place in the sky, once I leave here, nigga, I don't give a fuck where I go. I'm not here. I done what I need to do. As long as my family is taken care of, nigga, that's how I'm a risk. The fact I know that my kids are taken care of, their legacy goes on, and everything that we taught them about love and how to make something of yourself is the biggest thing. That's all I really care about. I work hard. I work very, very hard to make sure that my kids got love, that they got confidence. They don't have blind confidence. They don't have confidence that they got to look around and be like, oh, does he really feel this way? No. I tell my girls they look beautiful every day. I hug them. I tell them I love them every day. When my youngest daughter or when my family had to take me to the airport earlier so I could be on this new job I just got today because I was qualified to do the job, my youngest daughter was crying her ass off because I got to leave them. I haven't been around my family. I haven't been home with my family and I've been with them finally for like a year where I haven't been on the road and I've been away from my family. And because I spent so time with them, they've been used to me being home. Now daddy ain't home. It's weird to them that I'm not there. I'm going to miss my family, but I know they're taken care of because they're around love right now. It's something we give them. I don't have to throw something on them that they don't understand, that I don't even understand, and for them to believe in something that's foreign. You have to have a full grasp on what you're talking about before you can teach someone else anything. It's real easy to be raised in a system, the shit that's been passed down, and to just believe in something blindly, and that's cool, whatever anybody wants to do. I'm not bashing. But for me, I know what works, and the moment I let religion go, I have a better marriage than I ever had versus when religion was in my life. It seemed like my religion was hurting my shit. Mm-hmm. Me and my wife on the same accord. We believe in the same shit. We both woke up and we have a better sense of self. The fact that I know that, while the Creator, has put me here, my purpose is my purpose, and I'm the one who got to find it. I got to work hard to maintain it, and I got to see the shit through before I leave this earth. That's up to me. That ain't up to nobody else but me. I don't believe in all this indoctrination. Ain't nobody. I'm past a lot of shit. I see Broderick. He's spreading a lot of positivity, and everybody talking about, how I live, man. I'm living just fine. I know who I can look to. I know who's on my side. That's what I care about. I can have a difference of opinion in the way that I choose to live life, but don't think for 1 second because I don't believe in what you believe in that I'm lacking something. I'm not lacking anything. I don't know who the Creator is. All I know is whoever created this galaxy we're in, I don't know, Broderick. I don't know his name. I wish I knew his name. I don't want to call him God because that's a designation given to humans because they don't understand what his true name is. What's the point of me calling him something of words that's not even within the language that I even learned that I was really supposed to be knowing? You're looking for a designation on what, you call God. I don't even know what his real name is. That's just like I've been around my kids my whole life, but they don't even know. They've been calling me something else, nigga. They've been calling me, nigga, Barry my whole life. That's not even my real name. No, call me who I am. It's just the way that you have to. It's just the perception, and it's just the way that you can perceive what people call God. I'm gonna call him the Creator, point blank. I think you know who he is, but you're afraid to say, bro. I was forced into this religion shit. This shit is handed down generation after generation. I didn't have a chance to get to know this shit on myself. I think anything good that used to happen to me was because of God. Nigga, no, I filed my taxes, nigga. I had to realize that. Like, no, I filed my taxes. I got the money when I was supposed to get it. I got the job, you know why? Because I was qualified. I put the time in. You know what I'm saying? I'm with the woman I love because I worked for her. I did. Wink did that. Wink made Courtney feel special. Wink meant his promises and he meant what he said and did and said and is making his own vows of what he promised. God didn't promise her anything. I did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
God didn't swoop down her and put a ring on her finger. I did. God didn't impregnate her. I did. God isn't assuming responsibility for 3 lives that He helped create. They come from my blood. People can say and criticize, and I'm pretty sure, because people believe in what they believe in. It's so easy when they hear something that is not in agreement with them. Of course I'm gonna be wrong. I'm gonna be vilified, not by everybody, but I'm awake now. Now I'm not one of these fake woke people out here claiming to know this, but my eyes are open to a different part of this world. And when you assume the responsibilities and when you're in the position that I'm in, certain things you just outgrow. And I've outgrown a whole lot. And religion has done nothing good for me. It has shielded me from nothing. It ain't shielded me from no pain. It ain't kept no happiness in my life. If anything, the shit kept me riled in fear. If I'm being completely honest.
I can understand that perspective because I've had my views on religion.
Shit is scary.
Okay. Well, I got a question for you before we hit the 10-minute mark. I want to ask you something real quick, kind of pertaining back to the whole situation. Ultimately, what do you see would have been the appropriate punishment or the appropriate outcome in this trial? Given everything that you know about it.
Man, this bitch should have got life in jail. Point blank. Period. Point blank. Period. There's no other. She took a life. It should be 10 years. That's fucking ridiculous. That's ridiculous. The fact that this bitch can eat a burger in 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, all she got to do is just, bank on black forgiveness. That's all she got to bank on. That's all anybody in this country got to bank on. I've realized that everywhere else where it's majority of black, we only like that because we're here. If we were where we were supposed to be, we wouldn't behave like this. That's just point blank. Period. We've been taught to be docile. We've been taught to be subservient, and people who choose to remain that way due to what they've learned through religion. You think that's the way for you to get fucked over. Point blank. Period. In my eyes. How everybody else chooses to, I respect your opinion. Okay. I'm just hoping someone can respect mine. If you choose not to, hey, that's cool too. I'm not asking for anybody's permission. You know what I'm saying? So
well, that's BT, but and I agree. Some points you're gonna make when I catch a break. I'm gonna address some of these things. I jotted down a couple of things. We got the 10-minute rule going. I'm gonna catch a couple more calls, but that's a very interesting perspective. So I want to know, like I say, if y'all agree or disagree in the chat. I definitely want to know how you feel. I've seen you stirred up a little bit of conversation, but like I said, I'm gonna take 1 or 2 more calls. And then I do want to address a couple of points that you make. There's some things that I do agree with you on. A couple of things I may disagree with you on, but I do understand your perspective coming from religion and when kind of how it impacted me as growing up being, raised Jehovah's Witness and some things like that. So definitely I'm gonna touch on that here just shortly.
All right, man. You take it easy.
All right, bet that, man. Appreciate the call.
Yep.
And so, like I say, what he said about that though, with the being raised religious, like I can definitely understand it because there was a certain thought process and there's certain things that I'm grown at this point. I don't want to necessarily just blame on religion, but it did impact some decision making that I had in my life. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
What's going on, man? It's Broderick.
Broderick. What's the motherfucking deal, Broderick? First, I got to say shout out to Broderick because he gave me 2 great burger recommendations. Both places were excellent. So appreciate you for that. But what's on your mind there, Broderick? How you feeling about this topic tonight?
Man, I have a lot to say on this particular topic, but I'll do my very best to compress it a little bit and kind of get to my points quickly. First of all, I think that a lot of us, when we always have this topic about religion and God and the afterlife and all of this. I think what we tend to miss out is the fact that if you are not in a place in your life where you're ready to accept Christ in your life, then you will not understand what it's like to be a true Christian. And when I say a true Christian, I don't mean a Bible thumper. I don't mean a perfect person. I don't mean a person that goes around pointing the finger at others. I mean a true Christian. And what it means to be a true Christian is being able to love your brother like you love yourself. That's the first thing that you're required to do. Love Jesus Christ with all your heart and love your brother just as you would love yourself. And in that loving your brother as you would love yourself is wrapped up in forgiveness, meaning that if you will forgive yourself for doing something, or if you look out for yourself as number one, you should also look out for your fellow man the same way. So what I'm trying to say is when it comes to forgiveness, forgiveness is not for that person. And I think that's where a lot of people are misunderstanding the whole forgiveness aspect of recent events. This guy didn't forgive for that person for her benefit. He forgave for himself, for his own comfort. A lot of times when you don't forgive and when you just let stuff stew, it actually has been studies done that shows that people who harbor hate or anger or don't forgive those who've hurt them, they end up dying a lot faster. They end up having a whole lot more health problems. They hold on to a lot more stress in their life because they do not release that. That release and forgiveness is for you. It's not for that person. It's to help you out. Now, what happened with this particular case, when this young guy went over and forgave this woman, it touched so many other people, and it also touched that judge. So it really pisses me off when I hear people, condemning the judge for coming down and wanting to reciprocate that same forgiveness and give her a Bible or whatever the case may be, because, like I said, unless you are a true Christian, you will never understand what happened in that spot. And what happened was God's love and glory being shown in a place where nobody would expect his love and glory to be shown. God's glory and love is shown a lot of times in the worst of situations. And what we also don't understand as far as religion or God or whatever is this life that we live is very temporary. This is not the end for us. Now, you might not believe it, but your life is going to end one day, and you're going to go one or two places. There's no middle ground. There's no coming back here or whatever. You're either going to heaven or you're going to hell. And what determines where you go is who you serve throughout your temporary life. I mean, this life is just that you're living is just a drop in the bucket. And if I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, if my only options are going to a place of eternal hate where there's no love, there's no light, there's no rest, there's no joy. I mean, just think about not ever being able to sleep again. You know what I'm saying? For eternity. Every second of your being for the rest of eternity, you will never, ever, ever get to have any rest again. Versus going to a place where you can have love, peace, and rest for eternity and not have to worry about things that you had to worry about in this world, which, like I said, was really just a snap of the finger. It's very temporary. You know what I mean? So this is where we all misunderstand, and we take this life so seriously, and we take this life as this is all it is. You know what I mean? This guy that passed away, if he was living his life in Christ, he's gone. He's enjoying himself wherever he is, and he's not worried about us. But his family here left to grieve has to be able to forgive so that they can live a good life and move on. And it doesn't mean forgive and not forget, because a lot of people say that's foolishness, but when you forgive and don't forget, meaning that you always bring the stuff up, you really haven't forgiven. Forgiveness means truly letting it go so that you can live your life and move on. And I'm going to end with this. There was one story that I witnessed on the first 48 many years ago. This was the greatest example of forgiveness I've ever seen in my life. And I don't know if any of you have ever seen the episode called Lester Street. Now, it was a case where this young man was released from prison, came home to his family. He was jealous of his brother, and what he did was he ended up killing his whole family. He killed the brother, he killed the wife, he killed all 4 of their children, tried to kill one of them, and one of them was actually able to live throughout the ordeal and tell the police who did it. I think he eventually ended up dying. It was so heinous, he didn't even shoot them all. He stabbed all of them and beat them all in the head with hammers. The whole family. And guess what? Nobody could figure out who did this. He was not a suspect or anything. So when they finally did find out who this was, the mother came into the doggone room where they were holding him before he went off to jail, and he admitted to the mother what he did, killing the whole family. The mother got up from that table, she hugged him, and she said, "I truly forgive you." I've never seen anything like that. Can you imagine your whole family being taken out? I mean, it was like 8 people in that house that he took out by himself. Your whole family being taken out. And you as the mother, knowing that your son did this to your whole family, and you being able to get up and forgive him, I've never in my life seen something. Nothing in my life has touched me like that. You know what I mean? But again, that's just one of those things that I don't expect anyone to understand. It doesn't seem like it makes any sense. And it makes us Christians, true Christians, seem like we're freaking crazy. You know, like there's no way in the world that I could just forgive somebody like that for doing that. Fuck them. I never, and all this other shit. But what does that really get you, holding on to that anger and that hate? Yeah, we all have a time that we have to grieve, and we're gonna hurt because those are devastating things to happen. But even God said in the Bible, you have your time to grieve, but after you have your time to grieve, it's time to get over it. Because you still got a life to live. But if you're going to live that life with hate in your heart, it's not going to be a good life for you. And in the event that after you forgive that person who does you wrong, if that person sees that you are so crazy to forgive them after all the hurt that they've done to you, maybe it'll make that person who did wrong turn to Jesus themselves, because they can be like, man, it must be something about this Jesus person, because it's no way in the world this person should be able to forgive me after all of the hurt and pain and anguish that I've caused him or her and her family. You see what I'm saying? So, again, this is that same situation with this case. That this young man who gave forgiveness to this person, he touched a whole lot of people. Now, I know y'all hear a whole lot of people talking down on the brother and talking down on the judge or the bailiff and whoever the case may be. But God was in that courtroom. And that's all I got to say.
All right. I mean, I can respect it. Like I say, the thing about, I agree that forgiveness is not for, I don't want to call him your enemy or whatever it is, for relieving stress off yourself. And I agree that, forgiveness is necessary. And I've forgiven up to an extent. I'm just telling you, I'm not, like you said, I guess you have to be at a certain level to accept Christ and all those other things. I'm not at that level. I can state that.
No. Hold on. Let me correct you. Not a certain level. Mm-hmm. You just have to be ready to accept him into your life.
Okay.
And unfortunately, for a lot of people, it takes some catastrophic stuff for them to go on in their life for them to be able to truly accept Christ. Sometimes it takes you to be at your lowest in your life for you to be able to accept Christ, because at that point, you look up and you're like, I don't have anything else. There's no other options. Maybe I should try this Jesus Christ out. And that's how a lot of people come to him, but that's how his glory is shown. But I'm not supposed to get off on that tangent or whatever, because I'll be all night talking about that. But I mean, I'm just a walking example. I didn't come from the best of situations when I was growing up. So I'm just telling you now, I'm a walking example of Christ changing me in my life. You know what I mean? And until people are ready to accept that, you'll never understand it, because it's unexplainable. Words can't explain the greatness and the goodness of God and what he can do for you in your life. Words can't explain it, but people will call you crazy. You know what I mean? But guess what? Jesus said that people would call you crazy for following him. So I expected, just like, Wink was talking about earlier, I'm used to it. For being, the only one in the room holding up that flag for Christ at times, I expect it. I'm used to it. But, whatever. I used to get mad about people saying certain stuff, but I can't change nobody. It's up for Christ to be able to change them people when they choose to change themselves. And that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, that's the bet, brother, man. I appreciate you calling in and sharing your point of view, man.
No problem.
All right. There we go. All right, and I see you prepaid. What's up? Run through this queue. I got you. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening? I'm telling you, I don't understand how much I love not all the beeps and noise. What's the motherfucking deal? We got calling into the den this evening.
What's going on, brother?
Oh, God damn it, brother. I haven't heard from you in quite some time, man. I mean, look, man, I know the situation's wet off that biscuit, but how you been, brother?
Man, I've been exceptionally well. Life has been moving expeditiously.
Okay, that's what I like to hear. So tell me what's going on in your world, brother. I mean, did you ever get out the truck?
Listen here, brother. Not only did I get out the truck, I got me a new goddamn truck.
Oh, God damn it. Hey, what do you got your new truck? What you got, one of them old fancy
I got me a big old F-150.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about, brother. God damn it, you moving up in the world. That's what I like to hear. Well, what about the old lady? I mean, did you ever resolve things, smooth stuff over?
Honestly, fuck that heifer.
Oh, well, goddamn, what happened with that there, brother?
I'm with her sister now.
Oh, keep it in the family. Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Goddamn right, brother. This is what you gotta do to get where you want to go, brother. Get with the sister. Next, I'm gonna get with the auntie.
Oh, God.
See what that's like.
You gotta, hey,
how you been doing, though, brother?
You gotta do it.
All right. You still cooning out here, brother?
Oh, man, I'm king cooning. I might as well be in the trash can at midnight. All the cooning I'm doing, brother.
Goddamn right. I think I saw you the other night creeping in my goddamn backyard. I let you go because I thought I saw you. I thought I knew you, brother.
Hey, goddamn it, if it ain't nothing in the trash can, brother, I'm gonna get the dog food if it's on the back porch. Hey, I get it how I live, but I wash my hands.
I'm gonna leave it out there for you.
I wash my hands before I get it done.
Goddamn right.
Oh, man. But, man, hey, brother, like I said, it's been a minute. It's really good to hear from you, man. So what are your feelings on some of the dealings that have been going on around the world? I know you've been keeping up with the trial that just took place. Man, how do you feel about that, brother?
You really want to know how I feel about that, brother?
Yeah, I'd really like to know what's on your mind, brother.
White fucking power, brother.
Well,
White power.
If you got hate in your heart, let it out. Hey, that's what I always say.
You know what I mean? Trump or nothing, brother.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. So I guess you got your vote. Keep America Great Again, Trump 2020.
I wouldn't tell you that because you're a nagger. I wouldn't even let you even in on that end. I wouldn't give you no insight, brother. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
You're keeping it true to the brotherhood, then, brother. That's what I'm talking about. You don't let them know.
Brotherhood.
You never let them know how you go, brother. I mean, that's how it goes.
God damn it, brother! You are the only nagger I associate with you because you ain't with all the goddamn shenanigans, brother. You know what I mean? You're an ordinary nigga. You know, you don't do too much.
No.
You stay in your own lane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't do the speed limit, brother.
Like you goddamn right. I'm actually 1 mile under. I don't blunder. I stay a mile under. That's how I go. You know.
Goddamn right, brother. Don't you plunder, brother. Don't you do that, brother.
You know, gotta play it safe. You know.
You know, brother, safe and sorry, like the naggers say. You know.
Oh man. Okay, brother, man. So I mean, you know, other than everything else that's been going on, you came up, you got a new truck, you got on with the sister, you don't even miss him. You know, Amy's next in line, everything is fine. I mean, you know, I mean, what is it that you'd like to say? Because it's been a minute. You know, what is it that you'd like to say to the den folk? I mean, what is it that you'd like to say to the den folk? They haven't heard from you in a while. Is there a message you got for them?
If there's any naggers in here, I really don't care to say anything to them.
Oh,
you know, but for all the fellow Caucasian people in the chat, I want to say white power. You know, we're in a different tax bracket, so fuck the other motherfuckers. You know what I mean. That's really all I got to say, brother. You know, I really don't got too much more to say. Just wanted to say, you the shit, brother.
Oh, well, you know, brother, I appreciate it. And one of these nights, we're gonna get us a case of Bush Lights, and we just gonna turn it up or turn it on. I don't know how do they do it. I don't know how you call it.
What the nigger say? Turn down for what, brother? Turn down for what?
That's what I'm talking about, brother. Well, you know, Mr. Dickey, it's always good to hear from you, brother. You know,
goddamn right, brother.
It's been a while. Hey, man, don't be a stranger, man. You know, don't be so go with the wind, brother.
I won't, brother. I don't even like the goddamn movie.
Oh, goddamn. Well, that's what I'm talking about. Well, it's good to hear from you, brother, man. I hope to hear from you real soon, there, brother, man.
You will.
All right. Well, you have a good one.
All right, now, brother.
All right. Oh, I heard from a boy in a minute, man. It's been a minute. Hey, look, that's some OG shit. Y'all don't know nothing about that right there. What's the motherfucking deal, baby? You got called into the den this evening.
Man, it's your boy Roman.
Roman, what's the motherfucking deal, Roman? What's on your mind, man? How you feeling this evening, Roman?
Oh man, we got some fools in the den, bro. That's why I love the den. But
good grief.
What was I about to say? Man, you know, I know this topic. I know it was originally about forgiveness, and it got kind of turned into religion. And I'm going to kind of go back with both Broderick and Wink was saying. First of all, Wink, I respect everything Wink said. You know, it's clearly that Wink might not be just, you know, Christian, but, you know, I respect his opinion. You know, I'm an open-minded type person. I am a Christian, but I'm not. The thing is, I don't force my religion on nobody. You get what I mean? I know in the Bible spread the word of Christ, but I don't want to force it. If you're willing to learn about it and you're willing to ask me about it, I'll teach you and I'll talk to you about it. But if you don't want to know about it, I'm not about to force it down your throat, because that gives a wrong perception of Christians, that we, you know, we put things down people's throat and we believe that this is the only way it is and that's how it's going to be, you know? And I'm not one to be like that. I mean, like me, I want to be a historian hunter. I want to learn about different religions. And I respect their thought of, you know, that they believe that that's the truth. You get what I mean? And I respect that. So go with Wink said. I respect everything Wink said. And Wink does have a point. He makes the money. He helped make the babies. He do. You know, with God gives everybody free will. You get what I mean? The thing is, Honcho, when I fuck up, I fuck up. I didn't fuck up, I did. You get what I mean? When I go out there and I do something good, it was me. I did do. When we talking about physically, I did physically do it. But I'll say this: when I got up in the morning, me waking up another day and another day, that is God to give me the strength and give me the power that I can wake up another day. You get what I mean? That my body has enough energy to even do that, to even push through the laziness at times when I don't have it. I'm going to give that to God. But the physical part, that is you. God doesn't run your life. You get what I mean? It's not a case into where, you know, when every decision you make, he's in it. No, you have the free choice of why you think people make mistakes, Honcho, because that is your choice. You know, Now, God will present to you the good and the bad of that choice, or tell you that's probably not the best, but you're going to have to make mistakes in this life, and it's going to happen. You get what I mean? So I see where both Broderick and I see where both Winkles come from. Like I say, I respect both of their opinions, man. You know, I had a couple cousins who, you know, who say they're Gnostic, some say they're atheists, and I got Christian cousins, and you know, so I'm all around the board, man. I'm an open book, so I'm willing to listen to the conversation. But to talk about forgiveness, you know, this is a tough topic, Honcho. But you know, the thing is, you can't be bitter for the rest of your life. Now, I haven't lost nobody just significant like that. You know, like I'm talking close family, like mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters, and I've never lost them to a tragedy. You get what I mean? But I do know with me, I'm a person to where I never hold a grudge because I can't keep letting that down on my brain or me to keep thinking about that. And it starts to destroy me inside. I'm not the one who killed the person, okay? So why do I feel all this anger and hate? I get that you're mad at the person who did it, and you have all the right to. I probably would too. But I would find a length of forgiveness to know I'm going to let all that anger and pain I have go away so I can make myself a better person. How can I better myself from this situation and not hurt myself? I've seen people that have deaths to family members and they may kill themselves, literally and physically, you know, and mentally, you know, and I'm not doing that. So in the case of something like this, like I say, never happened to me. But I think in a I would say, I think I would because, like I say, I got to better myself, and I didn't kill that person. I forgive that person, and I hope, like I say, I do hope they find God within themselves, and I hope that they can forgive themselves. It's all about forgiveness in yourself. You know, we always judge people for their decisions, but the thing is, we didn't make that decision. We didn't know the situation they were put in when they made that decision, so we can't always have, in my opinion, an opinion on how things go. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So how I take this as, you know, in life you gotta forgive. You can't let yourself keep thinking about it or feel so much anger because it's gonna kill you inside, and you could become the one that is mentally ill. You could become the one that is just distraught for the rest of your life. So in life, man, I know it's hard. I know it takes time for multiple people, but in time, it's time to forgive and keep moving. But that's all I gotta say, Honcho.
Okay. All right. I have nothing. You know, usually I try to find some way to add some type of burden to the conversation on you, but I got nothing for you, man. I think you had a good one. I have nothing for you on this one, Roman.
Thank you.
I appreciate
I thought he was going to hit up. You know, I disagree with you on this one. No, I'm just
yeah. I was going to look for something, but I was like, you know, this is a good comment. I'm not even going to try to stress you on that one. I appreciate the call there, Roman.
Man, anytime.
All right, have a good one. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Don't nobody want to hear that bullshit, Sharif. First of all, let me start this off right, goddamn. Y'all motherfuckers is not supposed to sit up here like you and Wing did the other night and talk this Golden Ground shit. Don't nobody want to hear about that shit. Fuck Golden Ground. Point blank, period. Second of all, Miss Bell, Broderick, Wink, y'all can have that religious shit. I'm not fucking with it. I'm leave that alone. Couldn't hear Roman's call because I was too busy on hold. Third thing, look here. People, everybody got their own way of dealing with shit. All right? The part that I don't like is when you try to tell people because they think differently than you, this is what they're going to happen with them. Look here. I don't forgive a motherfucking thing. I don't forget shit either. Point blank, period. Fuck all that forgiveness shit. And I can live with it just fine. Now, what y'all talking about is people who are bitter and hurt about something, and then they take it out on everybody. That's a whole nother thing. If I just don't like that one motherfucker, I just won't fuck with that one motherfucker. I'm not thinking about that motherfucker through my day-to-day life. It never even runs across my mind. So would you call that forgiveness? No, because I ain't forgot or forgave that motherfucker. Fuck him. Fuck him, fuck him, fuck him. Fuck him to the day till I feel that way, and fuck him to the day I die. And after that, still fuck him. I ain't forgiving him. I could be in heaven with angel wings and everything. Still fuck that motherfucker, because I know what you did, bitch. No, I ain't letting that shit slide. I don't forget a me motherfucking thing. Look here. Miss Bell, fuck it, I'm gonna touch on it. I'm gonna touch on one part of her call, not the religious shit. What you were talking about, Miss Bell, that's a beautiful sentiment. That sounds like a beautiful utopia. No, not Miss Bell, the lady before her, the one that I'm finna put in the Cadillac in a few minutes. Just hold on a second, I'll get with you in a few minutes, boo. I'm sorry, Miss Bell, not you, the previous lady. What you were talking about was a beautiful sentiment, but that's not reality. Ma'am, I'm sorry, that's not how the world is. The world is not full of good people. It's full of people with good intentions, but everybody ain't good. Because if you go in the same church that Broderick and them be going to, most of them motherfuckers are the one doing all the dirt out in the world. But sitting up here talking about Jesus. It's easy. It's real easy to not take responsibility for shit if you feel like all you got to do is apologize to somebody you ain't never seen, ain't never met, ain't never spoke to, and now everything all good. But yet the people that you still fucking over is the ones out here suffering. But that's cool though. That's cool. I don't see how.
Yeah. Hello.
Keep doing that turn the other cheek shit.
Okay. You cut out. You cut out for a second. You cut out for about a good 15 seconds or so.
Yeah, that's because this new damn system you got. No. I got the hold and I can't listen to the call, so I have to hang up and keep calling back. I ain't got a device that I can hold in one hand and have my phone in the other like everybody else. So it don't do good to me when I'm driving. Okay. But anyway, I'm not saying anything I done already said. Y'all motherfuckers get the gist of it. I shouldn't have to repeat my goddamn self. Ain't nothing about religion logical, period. Okay, we don't live in this utopian society where everybody's good and want the best for everybody. We live in a world full of R. Kellys, Dylan Roofs, etc., etc. Them motherfuckers is here. So you just pretending like they don't exist, don't do you or your family no good. Honcho, you asked the question yesterday. If I was the brother, would I embrace her? Yeah, I embraced that bitch right into the afterlife. You motherfucking right. Fuck that bitch. Look here, man. I ought to choke the shit out that hoe. I might have seen me, because I'm a devious nigga. I probably would have said all the same shit he said. And as soon as she'd have walked up to me, I that's not even my brother, and I'm mad. That shit pissed me off. Like, who is this soft-ass nigga? Let one of you motherfuckers kill my brother. Boy, you lucky I don't kill your whole goddamn family. I don't give a shit if they innocent or not. Fuck them. Fuck them too. Just because they riding with you. Then y'all talking, but then you gonna say the judge was shit. There was God in the room. Well, was he in the apartment too? Oh, but you don't want to talk about that. Oh, but he works in mysterious ways. Yeah, well, I ain't seen him do shit. I ain't seen him save a motherfucker. What did that man do that he deserved to die? Well, he in a better place. How the fuck you know? You don't even know that nigga. You only know of him. So you don't know shit instead of trying to tell people what happened. But don't know shit. All of this shit that you saying is just what you believe in your head. And you expect everybody else to believe. Again, that don't make logical sense. You can't preach religion to a logical person. Those two don't go together. Because there's nothing logical about what's written in that Bible except the morals from the lessons and the stories that's in there. Which, in my opinion, is the whole point of the book. You could do what the fuck you want to do, but just don't take that shit out on somebody else, man. Point blank, period. You wouldn't have to ask for forgiveness if you just didn't do shit like that. If everybody just strove to just be good and do what the fuck they supposed to do and mind their own fucking business, that will make the world a better place. Each individual doing his own goddamn part and being responsible for his own ass. If another motherfucker don't want to do nothing or be responsible for his own shit and he fall into detriment of hard times, that's his fucking problem. That's his fucking fault. Everybody needs to be responsible for their goddamn self. That shit is crazy to me. I don't see how you even try to be logical but then be religious. It don't add up.
Okay. So you say that, you know, and are you only looking at it from the Christianity aspect, or what about other religions aside from Christianity?
I don't give a shit about none of them. None of them. I could care less. I could care less. Look, and again, you could, if that's the way you have to, is that what you have to do to live through life, to keep your sanity? Cool. If that's what helps keep you responsible, cool. But the ones that be preaching this shit be the ones doing the most shit. Not to say that it's you in particular, Broderick, but you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because you go to church with them motherfuckers, you know who I'm talking about. So don't sit up here and act like you don't know. Oh, but them not true Christians, though. What the fuck is a true Christian? Well, what is it then? Does anybody know, or just you? Because they read the same goddamn book you did. All of that shit is a matter of perspective. That's why I don't understand how you think one is higher or more valuable than other. It shit don't make sense to me. Well, I'm a true Christian. That means that I'm doing it right and they doing it wrong. How the fuck you know? Because of your interpretation of a book? Okay. And what I'm saying is, Broderick, point blank period, don't hit me with this logic shit if you got that shit going on in your head too. Because they don't add up. They don't go together.
Okay. He said,
I'm sorry. I would have graduated from Choke That Whole University, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you.
Look, I can't, that's what I told you early on, man. Like I say, there are certain levels where I am. There's certain things where I know that as a person I'm not that intact. You know, it wouldn't have been me. I don't think I'd have been as reserved as that young man at the age of, what is he, 18 or so? He is much better than me. Good night, Sean. I appreciate you coming through. He's a much better person in that sense. Again, it depends on your perspective if you feel like that's a better person or not. But he's a better person or more reserved individual than I am, because I cannot guarantee that given that same opportunity that I would react with integrity, patience, reserve, whatever you want to call it. It'd have been. I might have responded a little bit different. That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one.
No, but also this is what I'm not gonna allow. I seen a meme floating around Instagram, and it showed him hugging the chick, and it said, "Yep, she killed the wrong brother." That shit right there, that's not cool. That's dumb as fuck. First of all, she shouldn't have killed nobody.
Yeah. But again,
why would you say some dumb ass shit like that?
But that goes to what I was saying earlier, though, and I believe Ms. Moonchild mentioned too. Why is it that we've talked about the forgiveness when you see these forgiveness? We talked about some of these killers, and especially when it's been the racial situation, or it's been black, white, cop, dealing with whatever, all the stuff, that you see the families always come out and we forgive. But yet within our own communities, we're not very forgiving of one another. What do you think that is?
Well, that's real simple, Honcho, and it taps in to a little bit of Broderick's story that he said he watched on TV. That was her son. So you mean to tell me you don't look at that a little bit different? With that being her son? That's my question. How do you think that that's relative to this case and that situation?
Bam, but I'm finna
That's
hit
one
you.
of the most beautiful things I ever seen. Motherfucker, that's TV.
Well, I'm finna hit
How
you
you
with,
even know if
I'm
that
finna
shit
tie
even
religion
real?
I'm finna tie religion into it then. Well, what about Cain and Abel? Same situation. Bam, first 48, Cain and Abel, same situation. Bow.
Really, Honcho? Really?
Well, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying that's a tough one, but I think a mother's love is something completely different. That's a tough one to decide. Again,
Yes.
it depends on what kind of mother you're talking about.
Yes.
You know?
My point exactly. That was his mama. Now, if that wouldn't have been his mother, if he would have been like her son's best friend, or just an acquaintance or some shit, then I could see your point, Broderick. But that's her son. What the fuck? You wouldn't look at your children different? Don't you look at your children like they the most special motherfuckers ever? When they ain't no different than the rest of these little nappy head motherfuckers running around out here? Except that they yours. That's the only difference. But in your eyes, from your perspective, they special. To everybody else, they just some motherfucking kids. It's a difference. But people act like shit like that don't exist. You'll say that God exists, but that don't exist. Really? Okay. All right.
Well, here's the deal, Professor Trio. I appreciate you calling. I'm trying to keep in line with time because I know we got a couple more calls in the queue, but I can't say that I disagree, and I think that's why I say religion plays a very interesting role because, like the point you made about being in the courtroom versus being in an apartment, and that man was a well-known Christian. I think he was a frequent attender at church. He was in the choir. I think they talked about at the university he went to that he was always trying to lead. They said he was like a leader in the church and things. And so I think that's a situation where you do have the people who are for religion and against particular religions. That's where you start having questions because you say, hey, well, this is a person who presumably has been following all the rules and the guidelines, and they end up getting wiped out. And the person that's a non-believer or that is not participating by the rules or is doing the dirt, they seem to get the win out of it, or they seem to have a chance to, carry on. So I can see your views on that, and I can see your perspective on this. So that's a very interesting angle to ponder. So.
And hell no, I ain't done. You ain't finna keep me off the phone. I ain't Rashida, nigga. You got me fucked up. Second of all, if y'all try to take this bullshit ass perspective, or if heaven's a better place than it's hell on earth, then why don't you just kill yourself and go and find out what heaven look like then? Why you still here then? What you stick around for if you got a better place you can go up to?
See, y'all ain't body like the Muslims though. The Muslims they with the shit. What you talking about?
You flip that shit on me.
The Muslims with that shit. See, that's why. That's what you know. Look, they finna put the JanSport on right now. Shit, we finna ride. I'm gonna leave it alone. They gonna get on me. Well, that's the end of the den. We finally got him. They gonna do me like they did Saddam. We got him. Wrap that bitch up. We got a couple of folks we got to get to that we ain't seen in a while. So it's a couple of normally I let you ride, Professor Trio. But if we got a little time before it's all said and done, I would like to come back to this conversation.
I had another point too, but I done forgot it because you made me laugh. Goddamn.
That's the monkey wrench in the program.
Yep. All right then.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, Professor Trio. Man, stay safe on the road out there, man.
All right.
Already. The line is on fire. Look, prepaid, if you're still in the mix somewhere, I'm trying to get to you, but we got the call queue is on fire. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, what's up? This is Rashida.
What you doing, Miss Rashida? How are you doing this evening? What is on your mind? How are you feeling about everything? How do you feel about forgiveness?
Man, you had me on hold long that damn bill people when you be calling in customer service.
Man, look, I've been trying to expedite. Yeah. I've been trying to keep the calls flowing. Professor Trio say he ain't worried about no Rashida. He say, I don't care. You ain't gonna do me like Rashida. She can wait. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm snitching. I'm hating. I don't want no beef. I don't want Rashida to ride on me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get to y'all in line as properly as I can. Look, I don't know. Look, I don't want to have to drop it to a 5-minute rule. I like to let people get their points out, but I got to think about how we can work with this line here. But go ahead. What's on your mind? How you feeling about forgiveness in this whole situation?
I ain't gonna stay on too long because you said prepaid trying to call in. I really want to hear from him. Yeah, the only thing I really had to add, because I've been calling in for the past 2-3 days. You know what? You ain't gave me all my damn pistachios either.
I gave you. Okay, you're right. I do. I am behind on a
That
couple.
was funny, Birdie. I know you did.
Okay. Let me hook you up. I got you. What are you like 3-4 pistachios?
I don't know, about 3,000. That'll cover.
Okay. We'll throw a little lump
let me
in
see. I had to have interest on my shit, but yeah. The first thing I want to talk about is that damn judge. Now, I feel like her ass a little corrupt. You know what I'm saying? They were saying the Dallas Police Department backed her and shit. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's a conflict of interest. And they need to open up some more of these cases where the police has been killing people, because the damn judges might be sponsored by the damn police. So that's probably why they be getting off the shit. You know what I'm saying? They need to really look into that. Because I don't feel like the police department should be sponsoring no kind of judge. You know what I'm saying? That don't even sound right. That's number one. And then the brother hugging her, the mother said that she didn't feel the same way. So I don't know. The son, the brother, son, whatever you want to call him, he did that on his own. Shit.
He 18, he a grown man now.
He 18.
Yeah, he 18 and a meme now, which is unfortunate, but.
And then the last thing I wanted to say was, I hate when people try to use their religion to hide behind their inability to use rational decision making. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be saying I forgive him because of my religion. You should be just saying you forgive him because you forgive him. That means you being led by your faith. Your faith should not always lead your decisions. You got to have common sense too. That needs to kick in.
Oh man, yeah, and I think there's a thin line, but again, like I say, what is it? What does the saying go? Walk by faith, and so some people let their faith lead them in the proper direction. They let that guide them the way that they want to go. Konnichiwa.
Yeah. That's on them, but you can't tell other people that because they don't have that spirit and level of forgiveness that they hold on to anger. They could hold on. They could just have that feeling towards that one person. That don't mean that's how they feel about everybody.
No.
What I'm saying is that don't mean it influences their whole life. Like if they hold on to, it might not even be that they hold on to anger. You know what I'm saying? I think too often people try to rush past the grief process, and instead of going through it. And that's why it come up again. Keep coming back up because you rush past. You suppose grief is a process that you go through. And trying to say you forgive somebody so you can rush through it doesn't really help you, in my opinion. That pain and all that stuff, anger, you're supposed to feel that and deal with it and heal it. And forgiving them, I don't feel like that really helps them. That might help them. Because how did you really let it go if you say, okay, I forgive that person, but then in your mind you feel like feeling some kind of way? You know what I'm saying? You ain't really done nothing.
So is that part of it? I mean, even when you forgive, like even forgiving, is it supposed to be a feeling of instant relief? Is it instant, like you instantly get the weight off your shoulder?
That's why you wait on it. I think that's why you wait on it. You wait until you are at that point where you can let it go. Then that forgiveness is real. To me, what he did in that courtroom, that wasn't real. Because he ain't let it go. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even had time to grieve yet. I forgive you. No, you didn't. What you did was gave her her trying to put her at peace more so than yourself. That's what I feel. Because in that short amount of time, you ain't grieved enough. Even though I feel like people have different, times to, to heal or whatever. But a couple of months, no. That's still time to put her in a chokehold. You know what I'm saying?
Put in the guillotine.
Yeah. No. And then, I had another point I want to make. That somebody was saying about the police officer brushing her hair, black police officer. They couldn't believe that. I can't believe it because, like I told you, the only color they see is blue. So if you riding the blue with them, then that's what they see more so than race. I don't know why people got that belief that they black first, then they're police. No, they see themselves as a police officer first.
And and my thing is this, right? My thing is this, and because it is what it is, and I want to say somebody had made it might have been prepaid a while back who might have said it, or somebody might have been in here and said, it's because of the experiences that they deal with on a day-to-day, a lot of stuff that doesn't make the news, and so they have a different associate. And I'm not sitting here saying, I co-sign and I agree with it 100%, but again, I don't live that life. I don't know what it is they're dealing with. You deal with, your job is to deal with the scumbags of society on a day-to-day basis. I've talked about, fooling around, accidentally ended up in the county once or twice. I don't know how it happens. Sometimes it happens. Players fuck up. But there's people that you see in jail that you don't see in everyday life. Why? Because they belong in fucking jail. You know what I mean? And so these are the people that, law enforcement deal with on a daily basis. I wouldn't do the job. And so, again, we see the stories that come out that are extremely unfortunate. But again, you have to have a certain mindset. And then I think you become impacted in a certain way when basically what you're dealing with is the shittiest people in society every day. Again, this is not me co-signing or saying it's all good or whatever it is. They got to figure out a way maybe maybe they need to do them like teachers. You know what I'm saying? You work for so many months and you got to take a fallback for a couple of months just to get your mind back right. Then so you get some mental a mental vacation or whatever it may need to be. But you're dealing with the shittiest people every day, and it's a lot of stories that go down that don't make the fucking news. You know what I'm saying? Because shit, you hear some shit on the other side, and so. While I understand their pain, I understand what they go through. I like I say, trying to be open-minded, seeing both sides. Like I say, again, I'm not necessarily co-signing for everything that they do. It's a lot of shitty stories. It's a lot of people who use it as a leverage to have power over people. There are some good ones out there that have good intentions, but mainly what you're going to hear are the stories that are fucked up. And so I do understand why they have that association of what you're saying. I understand why they as a group, because they go through things that only they would understand. I think it would be similar for doctors or nurses, people in the medical field, or people who are in a certain profession relate to one another because they only know those stories.
That wrong. My point is that people think, if we had more black cops or more black judges, it'll change things. It won't change things because they still gonna be part of that same system. They gonna see themselves as a police officer first and as a judge first, more so than as a black judge. That's my point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen black police officers beat the hell out of black people the same way the white people beat the hell out of black people. So, it was the color of the person was a non-factor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, is prepaid still on the line?
Yeah, I think he on hold. I think we got a couple folks on hold. So if y'all don't hold, don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at nobody. It's just the way it go.
Well, that's about all I really had to say. I want to hear. If it ain't prepaid, let's hang up on. I want to hear the prepaid.
That's a bet. I got you. That's a bet, Miss Rashida. Well, I appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts.
I got to be short because I really want to hear prepaid opinion on this. I want to let you get me off the line, but prepaid if you listening. Prepaid if you listening. What's up? Okay.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Appreciate the call. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening? Hello. Oh, I can barely hear. It sound real sketchy. I don't know if it's on my end or not, but it sounds. It's real hard to hear what you're saying. It's like really like I can't hear anything. I can't interpret anything. I can't hear you. Look, I'm gonna have to hang up on you because I can't really understand anything you're saying. And feel free to call back though, 'cause I can't hear anything you're saying. I apologize for that. Call back. I saw the number, so I'll make sure you call back. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den line this evening?
What's good, Honcho?
Man, prepaid. What's the motherfucking deal? What's on your mind,
Prepaid Mike donated $28.
Hey, man, this new system
Do
shit
not
trash,
avenge
man. I can't get
yourselves,
through for
beloved,
nothing.
but leave room for God's wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine,
New
I will
shit.
repay,
New
says
shit
the
ain't,
Lord.
ain't what it is, but I want you to read what I just sent you. I want you to read it out loud so everybody can hear it.
Okay. Yeah, the robot
Loud and
was
clear.
just going on. Hold on, let me bring that back up because let me see where it said. I got the little list right here. Miss Meat, you would put the says, do not avenge yourselves, beloved, but leave room for God's wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord.
Vengeance is mine, says the Lord. I don't care if you're religious. I don't care about your religion. I'm talking about from a spiritual standpoint because I told you I'm spiritual. I ain't into church every week and all that stuff, but I believe in the Bible. I believe in the good book. The Lord said, vengeance is mine. Now, I'm going to take a different path than everybody else. I respect everybody who called in. Wink, I ain't got no beef for nothing you said. Roger, you know I stand with you 10 toes down, no questions about it. I'm going to look at it from a us standpoint versus them standpoint. I have never seen black people so upset for us to finally forgive other people. We harvest so much shit. We have so much anger towards the world, and yet the time coming, we have somebody who look like us who's saying, you know what? I can't change none of this shit. I'm going to forgive this person. And y'all upset about it? All this fake outrage. Man, fuck that nigga, man. We supposed to ride on her. You niggas ain't never rode on George Zimmerman. He's still free. He's still wildin'. I don't want to hear none of that shit. I don't want to hear none of that shit because I'm going to tell you something, bro. I got brothers, you feel me? And if any of y'all got brothers, you know where I'm coming from. If an officer would have taken my brother's life, right, wrong, no matter the case may be, nigga, my brother not finna walk back in that front door and play the video game with me regardless of the fact. So why the fuck am I sitting around here angry and letting this shit eat at me when ain't shit gonna change? If she get 4 years, 40 years, 45, 400 years, my brother's not finna walk back in the house and come up here and give me some dab and tell me, man, brother, good to see you. Let's have a drink. That's how this shit works. All this, man, if it was me, you wouldn't have done shit. All these niggas mad and shit. I would have shot up the whole house. For what gun? You ain't even got no gun. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. I hate that shit. I hate that shit. Everybody upset, because the oppressor. Man, ain't nobody fucking oppressing you. You know why? Do you know why he forgave her? You know why that man brother forgave her?
What was that?
Because every night he laid his head down, bruh, he ain't gotta let that shit eat at him. She the one that's gonna eat at her though. Cause God said so. Cause God said that's the vengeance is his. You got niggas up here getting mad at the judge. Man, this some bullshit. She got charged with murder and the judge let her get off with 10 years. Dummy, the jury gave the sentence. The jury found her guilty and gave the sentence. Did y'all not watch the goddamn case? Niggas is upset because the range is from 5 years to 99 years. Why you think the law interprets it the way it is? 5 years to 99 years. I'm going to tell you something straight up, Honcho. I'm going to be real with you. I don't think she should have been convicted of murder. That's manslaughter.
So
the only reason why that girl's convicted of murder is because she's white, he's black, it's 2019, and this is where we are as a people.
So what would you to help folks out be also, what would you say is the nuance, the difference between that makes that manslaughter as opposed to murder?
First and foremost, because in Texas we don't have first degree, second degree murder, There is absolutely no signs. I mean, absolutely no signs of motive, which would have been first degree murder. Okay. Now, second degree murder would be the intentional killing of him. She thought that she was in quote unquote in her house. Now, I'm not telling y'all this bitch is innocent. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, the elements didn't even prove what to be murder. Now I'm gonna tell you a third part of why really made me mad about this case. They showing private text messages. They showing her social media stuff and stuff you put on Pinterest. Let me tell you something, y'all. It's a lot of shit that we say in private that we don't want the public to know about. Yeah. Unless she said in the text message that I killed this nigga on purpose, which she did not. That should never been admissible in court. Should never happen. That shit should never happen. Period. I'm saying shit to Honcho all the time, but I don't want a lot of motherfuckers to know about. These are my personal views. This is how I feel about shit. Yeah. A lot of y'all been called niggers. It is what it is. I do the fuck I want to around here. But you can't use it in court against somebody as a way of quote unquote trying to prove your point. That's bullshit. And they knew it was bullshit. I can't believe she got 10 years. I thought she was gonna get 5. Do 2.5 and come home for parole. I'm being real with y'all. No. Y'all can get mad all you want to, man. Cops shoot people all the time, kill people all the time, and they be accidents and shit. Now I'm not saying the bitch innocent because by no means is that. But what y'all want to happen is y'all want this man's family to let this anger and just eat at them and just fester them and like it's like a sore, It just won't heal. Why? They could have gave us 75 years. My brother not coming back. And I'm gonna tell you something, Trill. You were saying that so you say fuck forgiveness and all that stuff. I'm gonna tell you exactly when all that's gonna change for you. The day you have a son or a daughter, all that shit gonna change. My perspective on life was the same exact way. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. You know what I'm saying? Blood, blood will be blood. Have you some kids and see what happened. All that shit changed. Because you start to see how valuable life is. You start to see the mistakes that people make and start to see I just said the mistakes and starting to see that if you allow that shit to eat at you, it'll consume you. It will consume you, bro. Something that's you could be in the house with your kids, but it could be something that you can spend so much money on. You can go out here and buy a 90-inch TV, the most beautiful TV in the land, bro, and your son, your toddler will pull that motherfucker off the wall and tear that bitch up. Made a mistake. He don't understand the shit. Made a mistake. And it's right then and there when you want to go the fuck off, then it hit you. Gotta pull back. Can't do it. Gotta pull back. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing is, bro, I get so angry when I hear niggas talking about, yeah, we forgiving our oppressor. What the fuck? Who the fuck is oppressing you niggas? What? It's only been one nigga who was inside of his house and eating ice cream and got shot and killed. Ain't nobody oppressed nobody. Ain't nobody telling this man to go. Hey man, go up in and forgive her. Now I'm not telling you that you have to hug the bitch. I'm not finna hug her. But I'm gonna let her know, man, I forgive you. I forgive you. Because no matter how mad I get, my brother not coming home. I will never be able to sit back and talk shit to my brother ever again. And that comes over time, and that comes off maturity. But people sit here getting mad, talking, what type of Uncle Tom hugging? You know what I'm saying? And like Trey was saying with that meme, I seen that meme saying the wrong brother got killed. Bro, see, that's the problem with our people. All this fake outrage, all this fake riding. I want y'all to name, I know y'all rattle off all the niggas who've been killed by the cops. Do me a favor, for any of y'all who with all this fake, you gonna ride on niggas. Say one of them niggas' names, and I want you to go and Google the cop. Say one of them niggas' names who got killed by the cop who was unarmed, and then Google the cop. None of these niggas is dead. The person who killed Freddie Gray got his job. The nigga who killed Mike Brown got his job. The nigga George Zimmerman is in Florida right now kicking up dust, not giving a fuck. When y'all gonna kill one of these niggas? Cause y'all not. Cause y'all don't. A whole bunch of fire tweets and a whole bunch of Instagram likes about what you would have did and with what gun? A mental gun? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Okay. You ain't gonna kill shit.
So here's my thought. Here's kind of what I was addressing, and I was speaking on it. Because we've seen a couple of these situations. I referred to a couple of other incidents where we had the one in South Carolina. We talked about, people forgiving Dylan Roof and all that stuff. Why is it that, though, it seems that or is it, or let me caveat, let me throw this with a caveat. why does it seem like we're more willing to forgive others who have harmed us outside of our community as opposed to those that are inside of our community? Or is it that these cases have involved people who were maybe more Christian, losing people? Because we can talk about the church people with Dylan Roof. We can talk about, like I said, this Botham Jean. His family was all Christian. Is there a difference? What do you think the difference is?
No, it's not a difference. It's because we as a people are fucked up, and the niggas just say it. Now this thing. People say, well, why we forgiving the white man, the quote-unquote oppressor, but we won't forgive our own people? Why the fuck do we have a nigga in our hood killing every goddamn body, and we ain't up here demanding he get 40 years or 50 years? Niggas, we know niggas in the hood who been murdering niggas for years, and what we will teach as soon as we get locked up, man, free Tyrell, dog. He a solid nigga. Tyrell got 12 bodies on him right now. Y'all talking about free Tyrell. The fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here. Bro, that's why I said my route is us versus them. Yeah. Because us as a people is fucked up. Yeah. Us as a people is fucked up. You will sit up here and get mad because that white girl got 10 years, and y'all know niggas right now in the hood who got 10, 12 bodies on them, and y'all won't even, shit, man, I don't snitch, man. I'm a solid nigga. I don't snitch. Nigga just killed your best friend. Nigga just killed your best friend. You ain't killed shit.
That's tough.
No, I don't want it, bro. Meek said it best. That nigga killed your cousin. I don't want to hear shit you gotta say till you kill that nigga back. No. Shut up. All this you gon' we go. If it was my brother, we was gonna ride. No, the fuck you wouldn't. You wouldn't have done shit. That little dude 18 years old and got a better understanding of the world than motherfuckers who 58 and 50 and 60 years old. I'm at work, an old nigga told me, yeah, bro, if it was me, I would have been knocked off. I said, then why the fuck did she make it to trial then? You do realize all that shit is public record. Officers' information is public record. It ain't hard to find her. She went home and was sleeping peaceful the whole fucking time. While all these niggas on social media, man, if it was me, man, you wouldn't have did shit. You wouldn't have did shit. You'd have been sitting around this whole acting mad the whole time and ain't shot and killed nothing with your punk ass. Ain't no oppressor. That ain't number talking points. Whoever's in the chat talking about this oppressor bullshit, nigga, that's talking points. Ain't no fucking oppressor, because guess what? When that little dude hugged her, you know what happened after that? He went home and ate whatever food he wanted to eat. And today he at work, and tomorrow he gonna go to work, and he gonna do whatever the fuck he want to do. That he got moving forward. Ain't no fucking oppressor. He do what the fuck he want to. And this ain't gonna be the first or last time that a fucking white cop shoot a nigga. Wake the fuck up. It is what it is. But stop all this fake outrage and, oh man, I would have had a flamethrower. I'd have went and burnt the bitch house down. Man, shut the fuck up. No, you wouldn't have. You wouldn't have did shit. And that ties in that same shit with that Tekashi 6ix9ine nigga. Man, this nigga's a snitch. He come home, he dead. What? Is y'all niggas from the hood? Because all the hoods I know is riddled with snitching niggas. Ain't that little nigga from Harlem? Everybody from Harlem snitch.
Yeah, they talking about Jones out there snitching, Jim Jones.
Well, all right then. not Capo. Not Capo, huh? Okay then. All right then. Okay, federal informant, huh? That what they say? Okay, cool. All right now, cool. I wonder where he learned that at. Come on, man, stop that shit, bro. We gotta stop that shit. All this fake. We riding tonight, man. That dude got killed 1.5 years, 2 years ago, bro. If something was gonna happen, it'd have been happened already. And for any of y'all who don't know anything about the prison system, the easiest way to touch a motherfucker is when they on the inside. That little nigga that went out here and sticked on everybody, cause niggas ain't finna do shit. I don't know nothing about Treyway and none of them little bloods, but if you niggas had any bit of clout, he would have been touched while he was locked up. It's easy to get a nigga knocked off in prison. Easiest way. You can kill a nigga in prison way easier on the outside. Y'all really think this Amanda Guyger bitch finna get touched while she locked up? Come on, man, stop that. Should be home in 5. What's it, 2019? See you niggas in 2023. Stop it. Stop it. I'm not telling nobody how to grieve. Listen, if somebody take your brother away, your brother can never come back. They can never replace your brother or your sister, whatever the case may be. I'm not telling you how to grieve. I have a problem with those who have a problem with how this man is grieving. I would have forgave the bitch too. My best friend growing up got killed by a drunk driver, bro. That's why I tell you all the time I be drinking. I don't drink and drive. I tell you all the time I take an Uber home. I don't drink and drive. My best friend, I'm talking about my right-hand man got killed, bro. That shit get me choked up talking about the shit. I was in court. It was a chick, like 22, 23 years old, a college student who killed my best friend. I looked in her and I told her, I forgive you, man, because guess what? Darren ain't never coming home. He got his college acceptance letter the same time I did. We got accepted to the same school, same time. That man ain't never go to college. I am who I am, where I am today because I forgave her. I think she got like 7 years. I think she got locked up for like 7 years, something like that. Vehicular manslaughter, whatever the case may be. Yeah. If she would have got 70 years, I wouldn't have gave a fuck about her no way. It's over, man. The Lord say vengeance is mine. There ain't nothing I can do about that. What I'm gonna go do? Run over here and go hit her mama with a car? What the fuck is that gonna prove?
No, that's true.
A lot of y'all, man, y'all got a lot of y'all who, and like Broderick is telling y'all, if you're a believer, then vengeance is mine, said the Lord. If you don't believe in God and you know what I'm saying, then don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is, if you are a believer, bro, you got to learn how to let shit go and let God handle it. That's it. That's it. That's God's will. So if God will say that she gonna get 50 years or 5 years, man, that's God's will. You ain't finna change the sentence in no way. You think because you get mad, you start trying to fight in the courtroom, they gonna give her more time for that? Man, you know how many niggas have been fighting in the courtroom? I done seen niggas attack the person who shot their mom in the courtroom. Nigga get the same amount of time. They ain't for, oh shit, these niggas really mad. Let me get this nigga 70 years instead of 50. Now what the fuck? Wake the fuck up, man. And before I get off the call, man, I want to tell everybody, bro, ain't nothing wrong with disagreeing with each other. I'm not here to tell nobody how they should feel about something. My only problem is how we get mad, how the family is mourning. The brother feel a certain type of way. The dad feel a certain type of way. The mother disagree about it completely. And that's fine. And that's fine. But we shouldn't be making memes saying that these niggas is coons or they killed the wrong person. Or niggas are saying, shit, if somebody killed me, don't ever hug them. Half of you niggas is pussy. When you get killed, they probably ain't even gonna come to court. That's it for me. Y'all be blessed. I'm out.
Man, appreciate it, prepaid, man. Oh, man. That's tough. I think this one right here going to be the last one of the evening. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we got calling into the den this evening?
Hello.
Hello, this is Miss Victoria.
This is Victoria Eccles from St. Louis. Let me turn you down off the other computer because I got something to say.
All right, I want to hear.
Right there. Victoria Eccles from St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay. What's on your mind, Miss Victoria?
Okay, for one, I'm responding on the call that Jeff was in, talking about the Mike Brown situation, which is my little cousin. But we ain't going to go into that right now. Okay, but speaking on her, Guyger, for one, tell me something, Mr. Dan. When you walk in your apartment, anytime you walk in your front door, don't you notice anything in your house as soon as you walk through the front door?
Yeah, that's what I say. I think I agree. Like I said, when that whole situation took place, I would think that she would be alert to the surroundings and the things that were going on. The smells are different, the sights are different, things like that. Yes.
A man's smell is different from a woman's smell. I have 11 grandbabies, babe. My oldest 35, my youngest 23. You understand what I'm saying? So if I enter my door, I can enter my door blindside, for one. So if I walk to my door and if I notice that my door is ajar or semi-open, I'm not going to enter. I'm going to call for backup. Not only that, getting to the question when she called the police. On the phone call, she stated, I'm about to lose my job. I ain't going to go into detail because I'm quite sure everybody heard. And then when the police got to the apartment, they asked her for the code to the gate. So if you just entered home and they asked you for the code to the gate, on the phone, quote, unquote, allegedly, she said, I don't know the code. So how did you get in the building? Okay, understand that. And then once you enter in, if you recognize or claim you recognize that was your apartment, right? Police, hands up. Or call for backup. Understand me? Do that sound logical to you?
I mean, yeah, like I say, I understand all these things, and I think that it should have gone completely different than the way that it did, and I think that's part of the whole problem. I mean, using that man apartment, really, when it comes down to it, using that man apartment, you kill that man in his apartment.
See,
Regardless of,
they're not giving all the evidence out because secret lovers is a mess. Secret lovers, allegedly, secret lovers, and secret lovers, and he quit her, allegedly. Understand what I'm saying? Now, getting back to the brother with the hood, okay, the 18-year-old. For one, he's too young to know better to even understand. But okay, we do forgive. But we don't forget. I walk with faith, not by sight. But my thing is, how did she enter the apartment that she allegedly said she got up on the wrong floor? Girl, how long you been staying in this apartment building? Okay. When you walked in this man's apartment door, lights out, lights on, or whatever, I'm going to recognize anything as well as she should have. Now, I'm not going to stay on long. I'm going to get back to the court. No, I don't blame the judge. The jury said this, not the judge. People do have companionship. But St. Louis, Missouri, my son doing time right now. I can't walk up and give my son a hug. I can't pull his dreads to the back and adjust him while he getting sentenced. They didn't even let me give my son a hug before he got sentenced, and he facing life. You understand what I'm saying? Now, my thing is, do the brother know what allegedly happened? Was he there to open up the door to let her in? Because honestly, how did she get in? To a door that she claimed that was hers, and she knew that wasn't her door because that wasn't her floor she lived off of. And not only that, when the police called her into the building, she said she didn't know the code. People need to wake up. And we've been living these days for how long? And baby, I'm over 50. These is days after days after days. A man shot a dog and got 45 years.
Damn.
Girl, a young lady, she shot in the ear into a crowd, got 25 years. Look it up. This woman got 10 years, less than 5 with parole. Man, police officer, 2 months ago, they heard, left his 2 kids, 4-month-old, in a hot car. Deceased. He didn't get no charge because he was a police officer. You know what I'm saying? This is the end of the days. People need to read the book of Revelations. And the young man that just got off that phone talking about Mike Brown. Every court date that we had when it came to Mike Brown, you best believe that police officer's not working in St. Louis, Missouri. And I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and I represented it because that's my family members. Mike Sr., his daddy, pull him up. He's still going hard for his son. Then you go tell him, so no, we ain't going to shoot to kill. We're going to make a difference. Our voice got to get heard because it's not going to never be heard. Anytime Trump your president, you ain't going to be heard anyway. Anytime he can lie against the board and hide documents and put a document in one statement to another statement, and then his people losing him and he losing his people, what y'all think? So all that negativity stuff, sometimes we got to wake up. Because look at your skin color. And that's all I had to say. I'm new to your channel, and I love you. I commend you. I salute you. Keep up the good work. But St. Louis, Missouri had to wait on the line to speak out.
Well, Miss
Because
Victoria.
see, some people got to know they got to know the protocol to the system because it's not ours.
So, well, I appreciate you, waiting. Like I said, I know it was a little bit of a whole time on the line, and I'm glad that you called back to share your thoughts. Now, I want to inquire something now. If you don't want to share it, that's fine, and Danny and I respect it. I'm just kind of curious. You said that your son is facing life. What was the situation with that?
Well, all I can tell you is email me and text me, and I'll send you the email because it's all in the news.
Okay. I definitely will. Well, I appreciate that.
And I will text you, when we get out the phone, I'll text you my email address.
Okay.
Also, I'm a foster parent and all that. But I just someone acknowledged me to your show, so I tapped in.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Well, I definitely
So
appreciate
after that, God bless you and keep up the good work. But like I said, I will email you my email address, and we'll go from there.
it. Okay. Well, I'll be
Because
looking
my
forward to it.
business ain't everybody's business.
Yeah,
Because half the time on this YouTube and Facebook, they talk too much.
I feel you. I feel you on that. Okay.
And half the time, they don't know what they talk. You got to have concrete evidence before you say anything. You know what I'm saying? Because as that mother, like she said, she didn't condone in what her son did. But maybe the son might have had a relationship with her, too. Because I know the son did. And I'm going to leave it at that. The son that she killed. Y'all have a blessed night and good night.
All right, you too, Miss Victoria. I appreciate you calling in.
Thank you, Mr. Dean.
All right, shout out to Miss Victoria. We're going to make that the last call of the evening. Couple of things I will get into. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this right now. I'll take about another 10 minutes talking about a couple of things that put us right about 12:30. Ears all sweaty and shit. One, I want to say shout out to everybody who called. Shout out to everybody show some love. Shout out to Prepaid. Shout out to 335 Anonymous. I mean out there dodging cats and shit. I look, like I said, I know who the cat person is. We got beef. So we will definitely get it. Said a black photographer got shot for telling two Mexicans stop saying the N-word. No, did not hear that. They was probably saying nigga with the C's and not the G's. It's a bad joke. But a couple of things. Yeah, man. I mean, I had the earphones on for an hour and shit, or 2 hours and shit. But I want to talk about, like I said, the thing I was talking about with Wink's call earlier, and I was talking about just religion and my own personal experience. And I tell y'all, I was raised Jehovah's Witness, and it's the Jehovah's Witnesses. They are Christian, and they have certain beliefs. And I'm not saying that it's a bad religion. I know people have a bad view of it or whatever, however you want to look at it. I have no issues with it now that I've stepped back and looking at it. But when you're involved in something, you see things differently when you were raised a certain way, and then just kind of how life was at that time, you know, growing up and things that happened. And it's a lot of stuff. I'm a person that took a lot of things extremely literal, you know what I mean? And so my belief is, you know, that they preached often that the world's coming to an end, you know, this and this, and, you know, just a lot of stuff. That's the main premise, but it talks about, you know, separating yourself from certain people and the wicked of the world, the ways of the world and the worldly and things of that nature. And so with that belief being ingrained in my mind for so long, like I said, I was a very nihilistic person. I didn't take full advantage of the opportunities that were presented to me in life. And that's why I say when I look back at all the opportunities that I've passed up, nobody's ever stopped me from doing anything but myself and my belief system. That's why I preach that a lot about, you know, thinking about what you think. I missed a lot of opportunities. I didn't take full advantage. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love being where I am right now. And that's not to say that I still can't take control of anything that I want to accomplish. But I missed out on a lot of opportunities because always in the back of my mind, even when I wasn't actively involved, there was always this thought process, because you heard it for so long, you know, from being born into it to mid-teens. And so this is what you know, is what you believe, and kind of operating differently than people. Well, you know, the world's going to come to an end soon, blah, blah. And so it's like, soon, what does that mean to you as a kid? You don't see long term as a child, especially as black folks. You know, we don't plan shit long term. And so even going to college, you know, play ball, like, and not to be braggadocious, because again, this was something I wouldn't even say it back then. You know, it took a while after I had a couple partners that went to the league, and then, you know, running into them later on, and they getting on my ass like, Nick, you fucked up, like you was that nigga, and you just didn't give a fuck, like you tripping. You know, I had partners that went to the league and was just like, man, you could have done something. I had people at the time when I was fucking off. Had a mentor, he had played for the Lions a while back, and he would tell me that. But like I say, my belief system, because I didn't believe in the world, as you would call, I didn't really care about shit. It was just, everything's temporary. It really don't matter. Ain't no point committing to this. But he played with it. He's like, man, you got the juice. You got it. Like, just stick. But I did not care. And so in that sense is where I say that religion had a negative impact on some of my views and the way I thought about things. I won't say that it made me a bad person per se, but it's just the way it impacted my views of the world. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? That's just kind of what it is. So that's why I say it can have a hindering view, and not all religions are the same. And again, like I said, Jehovah's Witness is a different thing than say what you may get at a Baptist church or a Pentecostal or a non-denominational, or definitely different from what you're going to get at some type of Muslim church or whatever, I don't know, Muslim, but mosque or whatever. And everybody has their own impact. And then you got to understand, like my whole family pretty much being Jehovah's. So it was just different. And so that's why I say I can relate to, when you're saying that religion had a fear, and I won't necessarily say it was a fear, but it just had me with this. I didn't give a fuck about anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't give a shit. Like it's just, yeah, I hear you telling me this. I hear you telling me that. But what's the point of investing in it? Because this is all gonna be over that shit. Look, if I'd known I'd have been this damn old, definitely would have made some different decisions. But it is what it is. So, like I say, but no regrets. But then when I kind of took a step back, some things happened in my life. Lost a lot of people that along the way that definitely challenged the way I felt about a lot of things. I told you I lost my sister when I was younger. Lost my best friend, a few years after that. And then, more so recently, a few years back, I lost the woman I was with for quite some time, like I say, pretty much on and off since high school, more on and off. We just, we had little issues here. And of course, being foolish, but, nearly 13 years of my life after that. Make sure I'm doing my math right. So it was before high school in it, and when I lost her, and that's kind of when my mentality broke a little bit. And so definitely looked at religion. I've had beef, had beef with God, but hey, that's a fight you can't win. You know what I'm saying? So went through a lot of things, went through a lot of pain, went through a lot of mental situations. But now, a few years later, and just kind of the way life has happened for me. And I know Broderick was talking about that people have to hit that rock bottom to find God. It's like, I think when I hit rock bottom is when I lost it. Like I was, it wasn't saying that I wouldn't act like I was active or I was actively going to church, but I still had, those feelings within me. Like I associated myself, I guess, to an extent, even though I wasn't doing nothing right. And I always felt like I was a good person, even when I was doing a lot of dirt and a lot of foolishness. I ain't never do nobody too bad, nobody that ain't deserve, whatever it was. Like I said, I feel like I'm a fair person. As long as you don't try to play me, I ain't gonna play you. We can all, everything's on the up and up. So, I always viewed myself as something. Like I said, when I just start taking them losses, and there's certain losses you can't bounce back from. And again, there's nobody to blame for that. There's no other individual that I can go seek revenge from. It puts you in a way mentally. But now, like I said, I look at life and things are better. I still have some ups and downs, still have some things to deal with. And as of late, I'd say the last few months, I won't sit here and say I'm a religious man or I'm a frequently praying man. But as of late, I have been taking time to be more thankful for my opportunities, Because I look at prayer as a form of meditation. I think they're very similar. I just think, prayer may be what you're saying at the end of your meditation. That's why I've been taking a lot more time to, when I wake up in the morning, to appreciate things, to appreciate the small blessings and because you always see it. Well, people always pray when they down bad, but they never pray. They're never giving thanks for anything when they're doing good or when things are going well for them. And so, just the little things start going good for me. Little things start going better for me. And so I try to be more appreciative of those things. Again, like I said, I don't have any standard protocol of what my religious belief is. I don't even think it's a religious thing. Do I believe that there's a higher power? Absolutely. On the aspect of forgiveness, like I said, I'm let a lot of shit go. I think it's easy to say cut it off than necessarily say let it go. But I cut off a lot of people, got a lot of people out of my life that, once I went through some of those things that I saw that, my interest or, their concern, maybe they just had other shit going on in their life that was more important. But like I said, I was just going through a lot of shit and I saw who was attentive to that and who wasn't, gave no shits. And so no ill will, no hard feelings, no nothing negative. I just got to do what's best for me. And that's what just kind of gets us to this point now. And like I said, I think I'm very thankful for that because I've made a lot of new connections, made a lot of new associations from, you know, the sauce here, you know, a lot of y'all here in the den. So I was like Wink, you know, meeting folks like, well, I haven't met y'all. And the funny thing is, I don't think I've met any of y'all in the physical sense, but I look at a lot of y'all as a part of my life. It's real funny because I've probably been more actively engaged with a lot more of y'all than I have with others. You know. And so, like I say, I shout out to a lot of y'all. Like I say, you know, I look forward to hearing calls from Prepaid, you know, Broderick, Wink, you know, we chop it up on the regular. You know, as far as everybody in the sauce community, as far as, you know, the round table. I probably associate with them and y'all in the den. You know, look, I ain't gonna say no ladies. My old lady might come watch. What you mean you talking to these bitches in the den on the regular? What's the fuck wrong with you, nigga? You ain't talking to me. Nah, I'm just talking shit. But but no, I really look forward to talking. And like I say, I appreciate, you know, all of y'all. And you know, say y'all may just come here for whatever entertainment or whatever it may be, but a lot of the insight, a lot of the knowledge, a lot of the shit that y'all share, man, I get off the streams and I just kind of sit back and I think about certain things. And I say, okay, you know what, this is a real interesting thing. They would say, well, how can I apply this? You know, how can I put this to something on, you know, with myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, somebody says something, or I watch how certain people move. You know, it may be how y'all operate with your kids, or how y'all do certain things you say, and I say, okay, hey, well, you know, with me not having any biological children, you know, not being there for the first phases of the little one's life, but you know, at this point in time where, you know, you're growing interest, okay, well, you know what, this is something, you know, well, Prepay said this, you know, about us having a standard for it. You know what, let me apply it with Broderick, you know, mention this. Let me apply that. You know, I see how Wink moves. Let me apply that. And this little bitty thing, and I might not say, hey man, you know that thing you said, but it's a lot of stuff that helps me learn and grow as a man. You know, it's like I say, so I appreciate all that. I still want to do the den men's meet and greet eventually. And the ladies, like I say, ladies are welcome. And like I say, but I think we just need to have somewhere where the fellas get a chance to just sit down and chop it up and have some real discussion. Shady Long, you don't need no meat. You keep that snapper and with the Panthers and all that other stuff. You like them niggas that dress like Cam Newton and shit. But like I say, I just want to let y'all know that I appreciate all y'all. 335 the stenographer. Y'all don't peep it, but 335 is bad. Like I say, I got a lot of love for 335, man. Been holding it down in a multitude of ways. Heidi, not so much. I can't stand Heidi. No, but Heidi's cool too. And just like I say, and not to overlook anybody, but like I say, it's a lot of y'all that's been down since the Kush Den days. And like I say, y'all have seen growth and progress and change and, you know, things like that. It's like I say, it's a lot of y'all I chop it up with from time to time. Professor Trill and then mix too. Again, so you know, it's we was just talking bad about you, Professor Trill, but now that you're back, we ain't gonna say no more. But nah. So like I said, I just want to let y'all know, you know, hey, I appreciate y'all. And again, but like I say, as far as the religious thing, that's kind of where I'm kind of in a murky area on that. But like I say, and I can understand the whole aspect of forgiveness. I just don't know if I'm that guy. Like I said, I'm not knocking the family. I think the family situation, it is what it is. You have to live with those things. And that's what I said initially, is that as a family, I mean, you've been dealing with this for over a year. We're looking at it as, you know, when the incident happened and now it's being charged. But you got to understand, they live with this day and night. And that shit can, you know, that shit can wear you down, man. That shit can wear you down. Can we ban Heidi? You know, I'm like, look, we might have to ban Heidi on a birthday or something like that. Just shut her down. But again, man, you know what I'm saying? Already, Miss Victoria, appreciate you coming in. That's gonna be interesting. But I don't know. Look. Well, Miss K Gray, she might not let you take her title. But I appreciate y'all, man. I'm gonna slide up out of here. I got a couple some little work I got to do in preparation for some sauce tomorrow and everything like that. But I appreciate each and every one of y'all. We'll be live tomorrow, then at 10. Like I said, gonna try to kick back up to the regular status. And with that being said, all y'all with them crazy ass masks and things like that, day and night. I appreciate all y'all, man. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. I can't tell y'all stay sauce. There's some other shit. I don't know, man. Look, hey, I'm out. I'm gone.